You are now in the arena. Welcome to Gridiron, presented by Underdog Fantasy. My name is Kinsey. I am a sports host and pilot. We're going to be piloting these boys today, as always. And we are joined by, of course, right here, the three-time All-Star, three-time All-NBA legend, Gilbert Arena.
Hey.
Oh, now I got to do some football stuff.
Hey.
Yeah. Wrong show.
One of the most prolific figures in the history of sports media, and he will never lose a debate. We have Skip Bayless.
Never.
Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro cornerback, Aqib Talib. And one of our absolute favorite guests, we have top 5 passer in the history of the USC Trojans and California's own quarterback, Cody Kessler.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're like, Cody.
I have the best intro.
Hey.
Top five.
Before we get started, if you guys want to get your money up with Underdog, they have a brand new offer for new customers, so you don't want to miss it. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds if you use code GRID, so go check that out. If you guys don't want to see Gil's pretty face, you can listen to this at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else that you listen to your podcast. But we have such a fun show today. Of course, tonight, we have Thursday Night Football. We have Micah Parsons taking on Jayden Daniels. So much to dive into there. Then we have the Super Bowl rematch, Eagles versus Chiefs. Let's see how that turns out. And then we're going to do a deep dive with 2 quarterbacks. So a lot to talk about today. But first, on Tuesday, we were a little disappointed that Travis Hunter is not getting the snaps on defense that he has been getting on offense. So we got some news yesterday. The coach of the Jags said that he's going to amp up. He probably listened to the podcast, I think, clearly. He's like, I'm watching the arena, and they told me to play him on defense. So my only question, I want to bring it to Aqib, but he's starting against the Bengals. So they have 2 insane wideouts, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Is this the game to start Travis Hunter with more snaps on defense?
Ooh, with Travis playing more, can we get smoke for that? Is that a smoke situation? You know what I'm saying? There we go. Let's go, Travis, man. Because 40 plays or whatever he played, 45 plays, that's against the law, man.
And only
like,
6
come on
on
now.
defense. 6.
That's crazy, bro. But Travis playing more, man, I think it'll be good for the NFL in general. He got to be up 85, 90, right, Skip? 85, 90 plays, whether he do good or he don't. But this would be a great test for him, man. You come out against the best, one of the top quarterbacks, the best receiver duo in the league. Man, you pop it off on defense against these guys. This is a good week to do it. I like it.
Yeah. You want to weigh in?
Yeah.
You didn't get a shot at
No, I
this
didn't.
the other day.
Look, Travis Hunter to me is one of one, right? There's no book or guideline on how to use him to maximize his potential. There isn't. I mean, there's some guys like Deion Sanders and Troy Brown and examples like that, but that's a different era. And you really can't compare the two. And you have a first-year head coach, a first-year offensive coordinator, a first-year defensive coordinator, and a first-year general manager who are just trying to figure out how to get the Jaguars going.
Right.
And now they have to figure out how to prioritize Travis Hunter. That is tough. I'm an offensive-minded guy, so I'm going to disagree a little bit with Aqib. I would like to see him primarily or even exclusively on offense. I really would. At least for 3 to 4 games. Yeah. I think if you get him in a rhythm, I don't like the back and forth stuff. I think that's going to hinder his productivity. If you can get 3 to 4 games on offense, let him get in a rhythm. Then go 3 to 4 games on defense. Let him get in a rhythm. Let him get comfortable. You can do those things. I'm not worried about the physicality of things. I don't think he's going to get tired. I like 80 snaps. I think he can do that. I don't know if it's sustainable for 17 weeks, but the thing that I worry about is the mental side of things. Because an NFL playbook is like this, and 2 of them's like this. And if you're trying to learn offense and defense each week as a rookie, not even as a veteran, I just feel like that's going to slow down what he can do, from production. And that's not the way to do it right now. Obviously, the Jaguars are with him more than I am. They know the direction they want to go in. I just don't like that. I wish he would do offense, for 3 or 4 games, get in a rhythm, and then maybe defense for 3 or 4, and then adjust accordingly from there.
Okay, you were off to a good start when you said he's one of one, and then you flipped and said no, but no. Okay, right? He is one of one. He's going to revolutionize the league you played in and you played in.
Yeah.
And since we had some smoke, I'm gonna say I'm not blowing smoke at my man Aqib when I tell you that the point about cornerback is, when you think historically of this position, there was Dion, who's in a league of his own at cornerback, and then there's a second echelon, and you're in it. You're at the top of the second echelon to me. Some people put Revis in there, whatever, Revis Island, but there's a Champ Bailey, there's a Charles Woodson. We can go school with Mike Haynes, Lester Hayes. We can go back to Mel Renfro and Night Train Lane, of these guys, obviously. But when I'm doing great cornerbacks, it's like I can count them on two hands and get to 10, and that's about it, because they are rare. The game changers. He was a game changer. Wherever he went, good to great things happened, because he's a ball hawk game changer who can take somebody out of the game and make 2 or 3 plays a game that truly change and impact the outcome of the football game. It's hard to find that. I had Dion on my podcast, and he said, I asked him, if you coached Travis in pro football, how would you use him? And he said, he didn't hesitate. I'd use him exactly the way I've been using him at Colorado. And I read you the snaps the other day. I'm going to do it again. Last year at Colorado, he played 773 on defense and 750 on offense. Now, that's a hellacious bunch of football to play. But Dion thinks he can pull it off because he's so gifted at avoiding contact, the lethal kind of contact, the career-threatening kind of contact. He will get you on the ground on defense if he has to, and on offense, he just got that it thing where he knows how to maneuver away from the quote-unquote kill shot hit, right? Okay, so in his spirit, he just loves playing football. He doesn't do anything else in his life. He fishes. He likes to fish. That's the way he escapes from football. But he's not a golfer or a video gamer. He's none of that. He plays football, and I can find, if I start counting the greatest receivers ever, I'll go like 100, right? But I can't find that. So you have to start with defense. That's where his most impact will be. And he can play offense. Do I think he can make a Pro Bowl as a receiver? Yes, I can. I do. And he probably will, because he's going to go down in the modern era as the greatest two-way player we've ever seen, because he's blessed, gifted the way Dion was blessed and gifted. He's beyond Dion as a receiver, but not as a cornerback. He's just in the league with Dion as a cornerback. So I laughed at Liam Cohen, because he basically just dismissed and dissed Carolina. He just said, we didn't need him on defense last week. You didn't? I mean, they do have Tet, and Hunter Renfro.
And they did win.
Leggett, okay, they did. I give you that.
They won.
But he's saying, now we need him because they got 2 studs.
Right.
Okay? So I just believe, heart and soul believe, that he will go both ways for his entire career and have more impact on defense than on offense.
I feel that.
You said it, the playbook that's a very different thing. Can he get both styles and understand all that information at once? That's, his brain power. When you're talking about confidence, breaking it or not, he doesn't look like he gets broken easy. So I don't think going back and forth will be a problem for him. I think the issue that we're not talking about is he's a one-of-one. Does the people that's there, all these first year everything, do they understand what they're looking at in real time?
Good question.
Can they see the vision? See, a lot of these one-of-ones get stumped because the person that's handling them don't understand what it is.
True.
And they're trying to take this freak of nature and put it in a box.
Yeah.
Right? They don't understand what they're looking at in real time. And there's a lot of these. When you do recognize it, it becomes special. So as the coaching staff, all of them, this is our first year.
Yeah.
Meaning we don't know nothing.
Yeah.
That means go do you. Go do you, show us what you are. Then I can make a decision. First, me saying, okay, this is what you're going to be. You're going to just be a receiver.
Right.
And then situational. No. I'm a first-year coach. You don't know what I am. I don't know what you are. Now let's just go test it. Go out there and just play and get the understanding so I can evaluate you. And that's what they need to do here. See what he's capable of. Andy Reid with the Mahomes. Show me what you're doing.
Exactly.
Or you want to flick the ball like this, you want to do this, and all the stuff we say don't do as a quarterback.
He do it.
He's out there doing it, and look what you have. So you need a coach that just understands, hey, just go out there, let me see. Dion, let me see what you got first.
Exactly.
And then from there, I can kind of guide you in what we need to be.
I think we'll see that this week, though. I think he say he going to lean on them on defense. He's still going to put them on offense. He'll see how not tired Travis is. This guy can handle this shit, right? So I think as we go on, we'll see more and more and more. And then, like Skip said, he's going to revolutionize this game. But as far as the playbook, though, defense playbook is fucking easy, man. We got cover 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's no matter where you go, them the coverages we play. Like, this team might play may major in 1 and 3. This team might major in 4 and 2, but the coverages don't change. Travis know how to play every coverage. So it's not like he got to be in the playbook. It's not that hard. The terminology barely even changes. Like football and on offense, the terminology changes. You got to learn the code words, the signals. I get that. On defense, bro, it's very similar everywhere you go. That's why I was able to play in any style. I get traded mid-season, I hop right in and play because the coverage it's only 7 of them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, Cody? It's not really super hard on defense, you know what I'm saying? The job is hard. The playbook is very simple, man.
So this week, I would be tempted to tell Travis Hunter, you got Chase, you travel with Chase, you got him every snap you're in, you got him by yourself. You good with that?
No, that's Chase now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's pretty
Hey, now that's Chase now.
But if you want to test him against the back.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, this. I don't know if they can see that poster over here, but Jamar is Randy Moss-like. He's the only guy who put up close to Randy type numbers them first 4 or 5 years. He the only one who even close to him. I don't know if you want to put him out.
The guy who's throwing to him is the closest thing to Brady.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you want to do him like that.
If you know he's going to score 50, might as well, because if he's going to go score 50 no matter what, if he's going to score 50 no matter who's guarding him, I'll rather put Travis on him, and if he gets anything, that helps his confidence.
I feel
Get an interception, knock that shit. Like, his confidence just boosts up. And if he shuts them down, that's news across the world right there. That means he's on a whole nother level mentally.
Yeah.
So him getting scored on, getting burned, he already has us in his mind. His job is to knock 2 plays down, some crucial plays is just going to build his confidence on a guy you already know is about to be about that business.
But he's not always going to score 50. I mean, look at last week. Who was the corner on
Denzel.
There was.
That's his kryptonite, though.
You didn't even know Jamar Chase was in the game. So
That's
he's not
his kryptonite.
That's his kryptonite. There's always one.
There's always
one.
Like, damn, Denzel just, he strapped Jamar up game after game. And that is what it is.
And I hear what you're saying about the defensive playbook, but the offensive playbook, there's personnel groupings, there's shifts, there's motions, there's alignments, there's tags, and that's before the ball's even snapped. And then there's concepts, there's all these different things, and then there's little tags on them, and then you also need to know, okay, if I'm in the slot, I could run up and break out, I could sit, I could take the middle, I could take vertical. There's so many different things, and then you add the defensive playbook on top of that. I'm not saying that he can't do both, and I'm not saying that he can't get there. I just don't like him doing it right away. I think for him to get into a rhythm is play him exclusively on one side of the football at first. Let him get comfortable there. Maybe 2 games. Let's go 2 games on offense. Or start on defense, Skip. I'm fine starting him on defense. Start him at DB for 2 to 3 games exclusively. Learn what works, learn what doesn't. Then put him on offense. Get timing with Trevor Lawrence. That's another thing. It's tough to get timing when he's playing a certain amount of plays and then, okay, we're doing routes on air today at practice, but he's got to go work with the defense in individual drills. You're not building that chemistry and that timing with your quarterback. And I heard what you said about 1,500 snaps, right? That's what Deion said he did in those 2 years.
Yeah.
That's only 2 years at Colorado. Can he do it for 10 years in the NFL? And 11 years and 12 years? Can he continue to keep that up? I just don't know if it's sustainable. I'm not doubting Travis Hunter. He is one of one. He is a generational athlete. We're going to talk about that word later, but he is someone that has changed the game. I agree with that. And I think Deion Sanders is a phenomenal player. Troy Brown, guys like that. We've seen Edelman play on both sides of the ball at times. He is unique from those guys. What he does is something that's never happened. I just worry that the Jaguars are maximizing his potential by trying to put too much on his plate too early instead of letting him do these things, figure it out, and then we'll adjust accordingly going forward.
Okay. Last point that Deion made to me, and you know college football.
Yeah.
Dion said the college game is more fast breaky. You know, it's all faster, and so you don't have as much time to catch your breath between plays. The NFL plays the game a little more slowly than college does, right?
Right.
So it gives you just a little break. Just if you've covered some deep post and you have time to get back and catch your breath and reset.
No, I mean,
And then on if the offensive playbook is that hard, right, then I wouldn't make him learn the whole thing. That's why I would package him in. You just gonna play in the red zone.
Yeah.
You just gonna play on third down. Need you for first and second down. I got guys who could block in the run game. When you win, it's passing situations, and I could use your tools. You know what I'm saying?
but then are you getting the most out of them, though? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
my
getting the most
issue.
out of what I need him in to run block on first and second down. I don't need him in the run block.
No, I agree with that. I
That's
agree
what I'm
with that.
saying. So I don't
No.
need when it's a situation where I can throw him the ball and he can, make a play for us, third down, red zone.
I agree.
I'm gonna have him in the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's getting the most out of him. What's not getting the most out of him is playing him for 2 weeks on offense, then 2 weeks on D. I'm not getting the most out of him. Then we already see what he can do. I'm not getting the most out of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm using him one-sided at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think you just create them small packages for him, man. Come in like Lieb used to come in. I used to come in. They knew the ball was going to Lieb. Throw that shit up, Gil. Here we go. Let's go. I'm telling you, man.
So you're saying what? Four downs on defense, or 3 on
You
defense?
full
and then
speed on defense.
One play on offense, third downs.
Nah, I mean, you might have, in one series, you might have 3, 4 third downs. Then you make it to the red zone. We might have 4 plays in the red zone. So one series, he might get 8 plays on offense.
Okay.
2 third downs and 6 plays in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? So I do it like that. If we don't have a lot of third downs, if we don't have a lot of red zones, maybe he don't play a lot of offense. But them are the game-changing downs and game-changing situations in football. Third down, red zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have him in for, if it's time to change the game, I'm going to have Travis in.
Yeah. Either way, the main point, I hope the Jaguars don't mess it up. This is a unique
They definitely messed it up week 1 with 40 snaps.
Whatever the right
Second
answer, and this is all
overall.
speculation.
40 snaps.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. It
I
probably was
hope- I hope
25
they-
rookies who played more plays than Travis week
Right.
1. Like, that's bullshit.
Yep.
Well, 82% of the chat thinks that they should play Travis more on defense. But, in the article it said, the coaches said they're going to slowly tick up his time on defense. So I don't think we're really going to get what we want. I'm thinking they're going to, maybe increase it a couple more snaps. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. I do want to.
12 this week.
Well,
And then, baby, remember he
we're
had
going
that
from
little
6
shoulder.
to 12.
He had that little shoulder like in the training camp too. So maybe that played a little part. They're trying to keep that on the low. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was still a little bothered by who knows.
Yeah. Well, let's move to a quarterback, okay? Let's talk about Baker Mayfield. This man, he walked on to Oklahoma, wins the Heisman, first ever walk-on to ever win a Heisman.
Wow.
Drafted the Browns, traded the Panthers, traded again to the Rams, kind of balls out for the Rams for a second when Matt gets hurt.
For a second.
Then he goes to the Bucs. Okay, now is he balling out? So I want to know, Skip,
Yeah.
is Baker Mayfield a top 10 QB?
Yes, he is. And
Wow.
I may need a seat belt before this one's over to keep me in my seat. A lot of people have laughed at me about Baker Mayfield over the years. A lot of people have cursed at me about Baker Mayfield over the years. Maybe you guys are about to do just the same. But I first guessed it before that draft, the Sam Darnold draft, USC's own. I said Baker should go first in this draft. I don't know if anybody else, not many else, said he should go 1, and Cleveland took him first. Sam went 3rd, and I just said, no, Baker will be better than Sam Darnold, and I think he's at least proved that he's better than Sam Darnold in pro football, okay?
Yeah.
First year in Cleveland, he jumps in, gets thrown into the fire for an 0-16 team the year before, and a team that was 1-15 2 years before. So they're 1-31 in their last.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
Right.
I was there for both those years. I was there.
He gets thrown in and he wins 7 games for that team. 7 games. That's extraordinary to me.
Yeah.
And then the coordinators start changing. He's now on his 10th coordinator in 8 years. But he does have that minute in LA. But he winds up in Tampa and he finally finds a home. But he is replacing the GOAT, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. He's stepping in to the winged cleats of Tom Brady for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what does he do? In back-to-back years, he leads them to division titles, and he makes Pro Bowls. And last year in Tampa, he put up his career numbers across the board. He threw 41 touchdown passes, which was second in the league to Joe Burrow's 43. That's pretty good.
Great.
Again, made another Pro Bowl. After last year, Pro Football Focus ranked him in the regular season, Baker Mayfield, 6th best quarterback in the league. So top 10? Yeah, top 10. And yet, I'm going to hark back to what his GM, Jason Light, said about Baker, with Baker sitting right next to him at the press conference. I'm going back 2 seasons ago when they re-signed Baker Mayfield. This is Jason Light saying publicly, he is a 10 on the prick scale. He's a 10 on the GM said this publicly with him sitting right at his elbow. He's a 10 on the prick scale. He's an offensive lineman in a quarterback's body. He has rallied this team. That's what he does. He ignites because he competes. He will spit in your eye. He'll spit in your face. He'll do whatever it takes. He'll curse you out. He'll trash talk with anybody. He'll get in anybody's face. And a lot of people on other teams think he's a prick. But the guys who play with him love playing with this prick. That's all I know. He's not the most talented guy, but all I know, at the end of that game last week at Atlanta, this is a big tone setter for the year against your division rival at their place.
Yep.
With 59 seconds left, he hits the rookie from Ohio State on a deep post in the back of the end zone, hits him right in the hands. It was pretty.
Yeah,
Boom. Game over. Thank you. It took a missed field goal, obviously, by the other guy to avoid overtime by Coup. But the point is, that's the Baker I know. That's the Baker I watched at Oklahoma. That's the Baker I watched at Texas Tech. I don't know what's not to love about him unless you just think he's a prick. I love it that he's a prick because he was a prick at Oklahoma, a school I grew up rooting for. So I hope he continues to be the biggest prick in pro football because he's a top 10 quarterback.
I tell you, I love Baker Mayfield too, right? For all the reasons that you said. You know, I love to play with a good prick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Skip.
Yeah.
But I also love 10 other quarterbacks before I love Baker.
Okay.
And I can name you the 10. I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Burrow. I'm going to go Lamar.
Okay.
I'm going to go Josh Allen. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts. That's 5. You would take them 5 before.
I would.
All right. So then we go Justin Herbert.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert over.
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying,
At 6?
But skip.
All right, Justin Herbert. I'll say it's Justin Herbert. This is my
That's
next
one
5.
game that, all right.
Jayden Daniels, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. I'm taking them 5 over because all those guys have done the same thing. They got into bum programs, made them good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They all done the same thing. They probably got a good win percentage as well. So that's 10 guys right there. Then I got you 5 maybes. I might take C.J. Stroud over him. I might take A-Rod over him, how he looked on Sunday. I might take Bo Nix over him, how he played last year. I might take Dak over him.
I wouldn't.
And we know you wouldn't skip.
We know.
And I might take Purdy over him as well. Purdy just got in the league and been balling every year since he got in the league.
He has.
System quarterback or not. So that's 15 quarterbacks who I would take or might take over Baker. So I love Baker. I love what he brings to the table. I love his competitive edge, so to speak. But it's 15 guys who I take or may take.
For the record, I have Baker 10th on that list in place of Justin Herbert. And here's my point.
You're probably the only one in America right there.
No, I'm not. One game for my life, I'll take Baker at quarterback over Justin Herbert. One game for my life, I'll take him and I'll beat you. And you'll die.
I feel that.
You know?
I feel that, Skip. I got to take that. Both of them has been to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And both of them always fucking exit. So they're the same guy. So if you're the same guy, 6 feet, beer drinker, 6'5", prototype, give me the 6'5" prototype guy. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if it's even, I'm going to take the guy who looked better, a little bit younger. I'm going to take him.
Okay, Baker played Jayden to the buzzer last year in the playoffs, and Jayden made a play. Okay?
And Jayden went to the NFC chip.
Okay, I got it.
And Baker didn't. So
Okay, well, I give
I'm
you
taking Jayden.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that was Baker's 8th, 9th year. What year he on, Skip?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever he is, he is a seasoned vet.
10th. He's in
This
his
boy
10th
is a
year.
rookie.
Because he's had 8 No, he's had 10. I'm sorry,
he's
this is
drafted
eighth
in
year.
2016.
Eighth year.
Yeah, so
he's had 10
he on his
coordinators.
eighth year,
in
he
8
on his
years.
first year.
Yeah.
He went to the NFC Chip. He beat him. Give me this guy. Like, what we talking about here?
He did win a playoff game at Detroit.
Justin Herbert won a playoff game too.
Yeah.
Let's ask the quarterback.
All right. Yeah, no,
Let's ask the
they were
quarterback.
cooking. I was listening. I'm going to go a skip on this one.
Thank
I
you.
think he is a top 10 quarterback. Now, he's right at 10 for me,
Yeah.
but that's still top 10 nonetheless. I agree with everything you said. I think that Baker Mayfield's the type of guy that you want in your locker room. He's the type of guy that you want to play for. And you know, he may say some things, and he may let his emotions get the best of him on the field, but it's not going to take away from the team. And he's not going to be a distraction. It's not going to take away from winning. He could care less about personal goals and personal accomplishments and stats. He wants to win football games. And I love the mentality that he takes playing that position. He plays the quarterback spot like a DB almost. He has that swagger to him. He has that underdog mentality to him. You know, shout out underdog.
Shout out.
But that's the type of guy I want. And kind of taking it further back, I mean, he was a 3-star quarterback out of high school.
He was.
He walks on to Texas Tech, balled out. Then he transfers to Oklahoma, balled out. Takes him to the college football playoff. Then he's the #1 pick in the draft that year. Unfortunately, it just happened to be the Cleveland Browns. And while we're on the topic,
Yeah.
I feel a little bad about that, actually, because I was on those
you
teams.
contributed,
And I was
yep.
the reason.
You contributed to the loss.
Listen, I didn't start in 2017, so you can't put that on me, but I'll put my hand up. That's on me, Bake. But, you know, he goes there, goes to the playoffs in 2020, wins a playoff game against a division rival, the Steelers. They haven't done that
did.
shit in 26 years.
Yep.
You haven't won a playoff game in
That's a good point.
26 years.
Yep.
And he wins you a playoff game. The next year they go 8-9. It's not like they went 3-14. They go 8-9 and they say, boom, not good enough. See ya. We're sending you to Carolina. And thank you for everything you did for our organization, but we're gonna kick you out of here. Goes to Carolina, plays 7 games, gets cut. People forget he didn't get traded from Carolina. He got cut. I don't know if you guys probably never been cut. I've been cut a good amount of times. That sucks. It's tough. I mean, you start doubting who you are. You walk in, the GM's like, hey, man, thanks for everything, but we don't want you. You're not good enough. Here's a gallon bag, trash bag. Go in there, get your shit, get out. Give me your iPad, thanks, hit the road.
Yep.
He gets picked up by the Rams. And it wasn't because they needed a starter. They picked him up because Stafford's hurt. They're 3-9. John Wofford's struggling. Bryce Perkins isn't a good backup. They just need a guy to get him through the year. And it felt like Mayfield was on his way out. I thought he was going to be out of the league, or a guy that's a journeyman quarterback, you know, like guys that are first rounders that are now career backups. I thought that's the way he's going. But he balls out on that Thursday night game. I don't think you understand. He was there for 2 days. It takes 2 months to even start to learn a playbook. He learned it in 2 days and led a 98-yard drive for a touchdown.
He did.
He went out there and won that game, and that revived his career. Goes to Tampa. And like you said, follows Tom Brady. That is tough to do. I was with Tom. The culture that he sets in a locker room, you've been with Tom, is wild. And for you to have to follow in those footsteps after he won a Super Bowl 2 years ago and still live up to those expectations is impressive. But he's done that. 8,500 passing yards, which is second in the NFL during that time. 73 total touchdowns, only behind Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. And he's led them to the NFC South division title 2 years in a row. And they won a playoff game against Philly in 2023. People forget that. He won a playoff game that year. So the intangibles are great. When I look at it from a quarterback standpoint, solid arm, athletic enough to make plays with his legs, accurate enough, 71% last year. Would like him to clean up some of those decision-making and turnover issues. But those things are great. But the reason he's top 10 for me is because what's between the ears. I really believe.
Who you taking him over out of that top 10?
I got my list right here. You want mine?
Yeah.
I got my top 10.
Taking him over?
So I'm going to go 1, Mahomes. 2, I got Allen. 3, I got Jackson. 4, Burrow. 5, Hurts. 6, Stafford. 7, Daniels. 8, Herbert. Despite how he played there today, I think Goff is still up there for what he's done in Detroit.
He better be.
Mayfield at 10.
So you don't have Jordan Love.
I think Love's right on that
Don't have
borderline.
Jaden Daniels.
No, Daniels
said
is 7 for me.
So you got him in my top 10, same except for you got you got a Jordan Love off and you got Mayfield in.
Yeah, and I think Jordan Love is 1.
Ask the chat what they think about that, Kinsey. Come the fuck on. He'll take Baker Mayfield over Jordan
Okay,
Love.
Make sure you
Jordan
listen to
Love,
my
Baker
case first
Mayfield.
that I just stated.
Wait a second.
in
Now
court.
you're using the chat for your.
I mean, we can go off with the chat.
Aqib's a fan
We trying to
favorite.
impress the chat here. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can go off. Is what the
Aqib's a
chat
fan favorite. I got no chance now.
You know what I'm saying? Chat, what y'all think?
No,
man?
but listen. Hey, listen to my case right there. A little bit.
I hear the case, but go ahead, Gil.
I'm with them too.
Okay.
The only reason.
Oh,
No, yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, you know, he was, Army racing the first 6 years.
No, you can't do
Oh, no, you got it. Oh, wait. I'm going to get to that.
Fair. That's fair.
So
I
since
rate
he's
those
been
years
in
to my
Tampa
life.
Bay, has he been a top 10 quarterback? Yes.
Yes.
Last year in MVP votes, he was 11, and there was only 9 quarterbacks in front of him, right, which ranks him right there. Now, the reason you should erase the curse is because that's what it is. It's a curse, right? The Cleveland curse.
Browns curse.
Right? The Cleveland black and white TV destroyers. They haven't had a great offensive player since Automatic Odo. Right? Odo Graham was the last, and he wasn't even drafted by them. That's the funny part. He was the last great offensive player
Chubb.
that they had. Decent. Compared to what we're talking about. We're talking about
Not
legendary.
Kessler.
So that means for 70 years they've been allergic to developing players.
True.
Right? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about when you're trying to develop something and you see something. It hasn't been since the AAFC team that was beating on the New York Yankees football team that got moved up after our Rams was in Cleveland Rams that came over to be the LA Rams. And then the AFC team came up and became the Cleveland Browns. They haven't been good or relevant in developing players since Skip was 4. Right? That's
a long
you know what I mean? So that's
a long
how
time ago.
far you fell off from developing anything. That is crazy. They shouldn't even be allowed to draft no offense. Just say, hey, Cleveland, we're going to auto draft for y'all because y'all have missed the boat ever since the black and white TV.
So we're going to judge Baker on only his Tampa days. He took over a roster that was the Ravens-like roster. This is an amazing offensive line, defensive line, secondary, linebackers, receiving core. Like the Tampa team that Tom gave to Baker, handed to Baker, that's a damn good team.
Wait,
Mahomes on that team, they win a chip.
It went
If you put
8-9.
Burrow-
It went 8-9 the year before.
But the roster is still fucking good. It's
But
not.
the defense was starting to really erode, man. They didn't have what it wasn't Ravens-like.
As far as on paper, Skip.
And they went 8-9 with Tom Brady, too.
That's what I mean, yeah.
No.
As far as on paper, though, Skip.
But the Cowboys went in there and beat them in a playoff game.
But no, you're making an
31-20.
argument.
I'm just saying they had a great team.
But you made the argument. You give them a great team, 4,000 yards,
But if you give
4,500 yards. That's what
If you give Stafford, Love, Goff, Daniels, Hurts, Herbert, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, or Mahomes a great team, they're going to do the same thing.
This is his first 2 years. He was in prison before.
What
He was in jail.
what type of team did Jared Goff inherit in St. Louis? A butt-ass team. What type of team did Jordan Love inherit? That's not a very good team. They fell off. While he was on the bench, they fell off, right? He got in the game, they came back up. What type of team did Burrow inherit? A trash team. He turned his team upside down.
Franchise. This is franchise.
Josh Allen, what type of team did he get from Buffalo? That was a butt team.
Okay, but I
Terrible.
get you, all those guys.
So all the rest of these guys have gotten butt teams and turned them up. He got a butt team, went to the playoffs one time, and they still was ass.
Listen, teams. We're talking about a franchise. The quarterback right now. Right?
Listen, I'll say it. One thing real quick on your note. You were cooking. Joe Thomas is another guy.
Joe
left tackle.
Thomas,
He's a Hall of Famer.
Chubb.
No, but I'm
got
saying
some guys
I
over there.
can't leave out. That was my left tackle. But
Right, left tackle,
I don't
okay.
think you understand. Yeah, not skill player.
Left tackle, okay.
But I'll say this.
Left side.
I know you're talking about those guys turn around organizations. And look, this would be the whole show if I got into this, but I don't think you understand. And
I do.
I was there though.
Trust me,
with
I do.
what was going on inside the walls in Cleveland right before Baker got there. And in 2 years he took them to the playoffs. They hadn't done that since 2002. They hadn't won a playoff game in 26 years since 1994. I was 1 year old when they won a playoff game. He turned that organization around. The next year he was 8-9. It's not like they fell off, but they said, nope, see ya, not good enough. We don't. And he didn't play great that year, but still, and he missed some time. But still, they were like, nope, I don't care about the trajectory that you're taking this team. We're done. You're out. If they let him develop there, as bad as Cleveland was, and the fact that he turned that organization around in 2 years, I was there for 0-16 and 1-15. I would have bet my life savings, my entire money from the NFL, that in 2 years, if you would have told me they would have made the playoffs, I would have said, hell no. Take it to underdog, put it on whatever the spread is, and pay that. But he turned it around. I know they got guys around him, but that kind of follows up to your point of saying these other guys inherited bad teams. They just didn't let Baker fully develop in Cleveland, although he took him to the playoffs in 2 years.
I get it. I'm not saying Baker is a bad quarterback. I know when Angela clip it, it's going to be a clip on it. Seems like I just fucking hate Baker Mayfield. Right? I don't hate Baker Mayfield. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I love to play with him. But is he top 10? I can't put him top 10 because there's 10 guys I take before him. Yeah, he 11, 12, 13. He right in there. That's not a bad spot to be in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 14, 15, 16, you know. But that's not a bad spot to be in. You middle of the pack. That's cool. That's solid.
Damn.
Middle of the pack. If you was a middle of the pack scorer in the NBA, is that bad?
If I played for the Clippers,
middle of the pack.
If I played for the Clippers my first 6 years,
middle of the pack is like
that's pretty good.
18,
that's what I'm saying.
points a game.
But that's what I'm saying. But you're judging me off my first year.
But what's middle of the pack? What's the middle of the pack score in the NBA?
A dub, 20.
A dub. So if I'm in the league and niggas say, hey, you middle of the pack score and average a dub, I'm cool with that. I'll put my feet up.
But the problem is when I left the Clippers, I'm averaging 30 and 32, and then you're using this to put me in the middle and say, you're averaging for your career 20.
But it's some after the Clippers, there's some other teams in there.
Just some Timberwolves. Some 10 days.
Some other teams in there now, you know what I'm saying? The 10-day contract here. A Timberwolves, a Panthers team. There's some other teams in there real quick. And then you got to a Lakers-type team who was souped the fuck up. And then you took off. Like, all right, like, bro.
In the NBA, you get paid for being the middle of the pack scorer in the NBA.
Exactly. Hey, like him middle of the pack. That's not.
He was almost out of. He was almost out of the NBA, right?
Saying a lot.
Yeah, he was
almost out of the NBA.
He got cut from Carolina. Yeah, they got cut from Carolina, got picked up off waivers, and people thought the Rams did it too, just for a move to take him away from the Niners. There were rumors that, all right, we don't want him, he's out, and he turned it around.
Okay, so right now, just to show you how bad it was for the organization itself, he's ranked third of best quarterbacks in the history. Flacco's fourth. Third was almost out of the NFL. That's how bad this organization has been throughout history. So you can't judge him off his that. It's just stretch.
I'll say
you know what I mean? So, but since he's left,
who were the first two? Do you remember? Was it Otto Graham and Brian Sipe? Or?
No, Waterfield.
Oh,
first champion.
Wow. You did your homework on it. I'm impressed.
Okay. I know because I'm a Rams fan.
You've been up since 4 this morning.
No. I knew Waterfield.
You've been up since 4 this morning.
I'll say this. Not because once I became a Rams fan, I had to dig deep.
You got to dig deep.
And then I realized where we came from.
Exactly.
I thought, shit, we came from Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say this.
It was ass.
Cleveland.
I'm not going to, your point's still holding. No, I wouldn't say out of the league. Maybe it's just going to be a career backup.
Yeah.
Like the guys that are first round picks, doesn't work out at stop number 2. Now you bounce around year to year to year until you're out of the league by year 10.
So.
Yeah.
Inherit a great culture set by Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And
now we see what he is. 40 and 45, second in the NBA. I mean, second in the NFL. Right?
Touchdown.
Let Justin Herbert
behind Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson
in the last 2 years.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Total touchdown.
Come on, man.
In the last 2 years, say it.
Hey.
Only behind Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, total touchdowns. He got 73.
That's the last 2 years.
Coach.
We are not judged on our last 2 years. We are judged on our full body of work.
Put me in, coach.
We are judged on our full body of work.
But if we're talking top 10 right now,
put me in, coach.
That's what I'm counting towards it.
Put me in.
You put him at 10. You say you taking Baker over Jordan Love right now. That's bullshit.
And I love Jordan Love. I'm a huge fan. He's from my hometown. I've known Jordan forever. I trained with him in high
what's his
school.
QBR last? You like
I
QBR?
think that he's not quite
what
the
was Jordan
Baker
Love's
Mayfield
QBR last? That shit was like 89 last week, bro.
He's a good player.
Crazy.
You know what? I'll take Baker over Jordan Love any Sunday, Monday, or
I would too right now. I love Jordan. I love Jordan.
Here,
No
Skip.
pun
We here for 2 weeks, Skip.
Okay.
God damn.
Listen, where he won me over was at Oklahoma before a game. TCU came out of the tunnel, and OU's already out there warming up.
Yeah.
And TCU dared to run across the back line of the end zone on Oklahoma's end that they're warming up. They just ran across in a line. And Baker says, give me the ball, and he drills a TCU kid right in the head and knocks him down. And I loved it because it was a pinpoint pass.
Real shit.
Hey, that's what you say. Okay, I want that guy. I want him.
I want him too, but
I can't wait to hear this.
I know, Aqib, sorry,
Kinsey's been
but you
sitting on
got humbled, and they actually went with Cody and Baker Mayfield. They said is a better quarterback
with
than
Jordan
Jordan
Love. Come on with
But
that.
you know by how
Tripping.
much? 5%. Only
That's a lot of
55% went with Cody.
That's a lot of percent.
How many votes?
But you lost. You lost.
Come
Give me
on.
that clip, please. Make sure I get that clip.
Y'all
Yeah.
I beat Aqib today.
Y'all tripping, man.
Oh, man, that was a good one. Let's get into another quarterback, though, because the word generational talent is being thrown around. And so I want to hear your guys' opinion because we've got Arch Manning. He came in. He was ranked number 1, or the Texas ranked number 1. He's favorite for the Heisman. He had a tough game against Ohio State, right? Accuracy wasn't there. And then, of course, second game, he did okay. So there's a lot going around. Is this kid, Arch Manning, is he going to be able to live up to his name? Is he a generational talent?
Yeah, I'll start on this one since we're talking quarterbacks. No, I don't think he is. And I like Arch. He's a good kid. There are some concerns I have with this film, and I'll get to that in a second. But I feel like that term, generational and GOAT and legendary, gets thrown around so much in today's era. And you can't be a generational player or talent until you do something generational. And he hasn't done that yet, and a last name isn't good enough. And I like Arch. He went in the interview, and he's very self-aware on one of those shows, and he said, look, I don't deserve the photos. I don't deserve the autographs. I haven't done anything yet. And he hasn't accomplished anything at the college level. At high school, he was a 5-star player. I don't want to take away from that. He's a 5-star coming out. You know, he was the number 1 quarterback, goes to Texas. That's impressive. That's hard to do. But high school to college, the level is very different. And you have to play at a very high level to be successful in college. He hasn't done that yet. But let's take the generational things out of it first. Yep. Let's take that out of it. When I watched his film against Ohio State, and I watched it like I'm evaluating a quarterback like I'm a scout, there are some things mechanically that really worry me.
Yep.
And something that I was surprised that were still issues for him since high school. His footwork is, for lack of a better word, very sloppy. He doesn't play with good feet.
Yep.
He doesn't play with the firm base. His back foot gets outside of his frame, which makes it impossible. Try to throw a punch where your back foot's outside. Try to throw a football that way. It's impossible. And when your feet are bad, everything else is bad. You have no shot, unless you're Patrick Mahomes or some of these one-of-one quarterbacks that can make it work. Now, when I watch the rest of his mechanics, what I need to see from him for him to get in rhythm is I want to see his right foot underneath his right hip. Stay within your frame. Fire that back hip. Keep a good spine angle, right? Internal with your left, extend and release. Those are the things I look at to go, all right, this guy can throw the football. The other stuff, the mental side of things, I can work with this, but he can spin it. I haven't seen that from Arch. And when you watch that Ohio State game, it just felt like too many times he was like getting underneath the ball, and it almost looked like he was pushing it, and his left side was falling off, and his base wasn't firm, and he wasn't processing information. And when I'm going through progression, I want to go eyes lead my feet, right? Eyes, feet. And he was just, eyes were this way, feet were this way. He was confused. He was lost. Matt Patricia is a damn good defensive coordinator, so I don't want to put it all on Arch. Ohio State, Aqib will appreciate this. I mean, they were running NFL concepts, and they were running the way they were in and outing things and passing things off and showing you cover zero and getting out of it and showing too high, rotating at the last second. I was confused on some of those. That's impressive to see at the college level. I think Sark could have done a better job as well with his play calling and helped out Arch and put him in a better position. But
by the way, you played for
Steve Sarkisian.
Thank you.
And I don't worry about Sark. I don't worry about Sark getting them right. I just didn't like his play calling in that game. I love Sark. I had.
Why can't Sark get his mechanics right? He has the whole.
So I thought. Anyways, I'll say this. So I thought mechanically, okay, that was just the Ohio State game because he wasn't processing. He felt uncomfortable. Maybe he worked on it in the offseason. When the bullets start flying, you revert back to what you're comfortable with, and that might be bad mechanics. I go watch San Jose State, and he throws 4 touchdowns, and the window dressing looks good. But when you watch the tape again, foot outside his base, quick with his drop step. He wasn't in rhythm and hitching up and keeping his shoulders level. Again, kind of leaning this way, getting there. It almost looked like his body's working against him when he throws the football. It looked like he was in pain. Like it looked like it hurt to throw the ball, which is very rare because of who he is. You think he would have great mechanics and had been processed or developed his entire life. But the biggest issue I have with this, and to your point, Skip, is you can't fix mechanics in the season. That's the problem I have, is you have to do that in the offseason. You can't go from game to game and think, all right, all of a sudden now I'm going to figure it out and spend all this time on, arm angle and my pace and all that.
His third year at Texas
I
with
do.
Sark.
I do.
Okay.
And
Is it?
Yeah. And I'll also say this, but the thing is that's the stuff you do in the offseason. In the 6-7 months in the offseason, you get in the lab, it takes 1,000 reps to break a habit, it takes 10,000 to create a new one. I truly believe that. You got to do it over and over and over. I don't know if he can fix that in real time right now, and I worry about that. I want Arch to be successful. I do. When I just watch the film and take away the generational and Arch Manning, if I'm just watching X's and O's on a screen and I see this guy at quarterback, I'm thinking, I don't know how he's going to do in the SEC the rest of the year, and teams are going to expose that. So I hope he gets it figured out, but I have some real concerns with his mechanics right now.
You want to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I don't think he's a generational talent either. When I think generational talent, I think you got to be like some crazy size and super good at what you do, or some crazy speed. You got to have like something got to be different generational. Like we are never going to see another guy like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they got to play good. Or you got to be just dominant, like Michael Jordan dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like Patrick Mahomes dominant. You know what I'm saying? Or you got to have something like Shaquille O'Neal come to the league. He's 7 foot, 400 pounds, athletic. Like that's generational to me.
Okay.
Like Randy Moss, he's 6'4", run a 4.2, and jump ball skills. Like that's generational to me.
Was Peyton generational?
Peyton Manning was generational because, or the third thing you got to do to be generational, you got to change the game.
Okay.
So that's how Peyton was generational because he was the coach at the line. He was the first coach who actually played quarterback as well.
Did.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So that's how Steph Curry with the threes, he kind of changed the game as well. You know what I'm saying? So you either change the game, you fucking just dominate like Jordan or Mahomes or Dion, or you just like a freak of nature type of athlete who was also damn good, like Shaq or like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a 6'8" point guard jumping out the gym. Like we ain't never really seen no shit like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're not one of those things, some guys we know right off the gate. Before Shaq won a game, anything, this boy's a generational talent. He's 7 feet, 400, dunking, dribbling, like he's athletic as hell.
Agreed.
That's generational.
Yep.
Some guys like Peyton, we got to wait and see because, he doing something we never seen before. Well, now he became a generational talent.
True. Yep.
And some guys we got to wait and see like Jordan. Shit, we ain't think Jordan, he's 6'6", little got cut off this team and you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he's 6-0 in the chip, dominated the fucking league. He became a generational talent because he dominated. So I feel like them three things make you a generational talent. Arch is not a freak of nature. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't dominated yet, and he hasn't revolutionized the game yet. So I think he's going to be damn good. Eli is not a generational talent. He got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So I feel like Arch will be damn good. It's in his blood. He got too many resources around him not to fix those mechanics, not to know the game. He gonna get that part, you know what I'm saying? His uncle's a little bit busy. They've been a little bit busy. They gonna lock in on him in the offseason. He gonna start spending a lot of time with those guys. And I feel like eventually him and Shador will be 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league 7-8 years from now.
You think so?
Hell yeah, I think they'll be 2 of the top guys.
I'm not sure about that, man.
I think they will be, but as far as generational talent, right now, no.
Yeah.
Okay, all I can say to sum this up on generational, game-changing, this is his 3rd year at Texas. Mm-hmm. And as a freshman, if you are generational, I don't care what they have at quarterback, and they had Quinn Ewers, and I never loved him. And I'll go on record, Quinn Ewers will not be a starter in the league. He was a 7th-round pick by the Dolphins. Unless he gets a shot to start for the Dolphins, it won't last. He won't be a lasting starter in the league. Never liked him in college. So how did Arch Manning, generational, just because of his last name, not beat out Quinn Ewers for 2 years? Not 1 year, but freshman year, he redshirts. Redshirt freshman year, Quinn Ewers plays all the way. Arch had to start 2 games because of Quinn had an oblique pull. So, okay. Yeah. And he didn't do much in those 2 games. So if you're that guy, if you're it, if you've got next, if you are him, you're going to start when you're a freshman at Texas, because I couldn't believe he chose to go to Texas, let alone you're not going to start your freshman year at Texas, and you chose that over Tennessee and Ole Miss and all your namesake schools. What's going on here? So then I turn on Ohio State, and I give you Matt Patricia has a whole offseason as a veteran NFL defensive coordinator to get ready for this kid.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Okay, and yet I don't care Matt Patricia or Bill Belichick. I don't care if Belichick's coaching the defense. At Ohio State, in the shoe, I got it. But I want to be able to sit back at the end of the game and say, he's got next. Like, oh, there he is. Yeah. And I never said that 1 second. He never looked poised in the game, and he didn't look accurate. And if Peyton weren't accurate, there's not much there because he's unathletic to me, right? You got to be accurate and brilliant, right? Genius level at the line of scrimmage, but you got to be accurate. You got to be able to get rid of it fast to the right place at the right time, on hands, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Eli could do that at the highest level. Eli, I don't know, he's pretty goofy, but he had supreme ability, and he beat Tom Brady twice in Super Bowls. Yep. Okay, is it generational? No, but he's really good. He led the league in interceptions 3 times, but he beat Tom Brady twice in Super Bowls. My point is, with Arch Madness, I just can't see it. And usually you can watch the first big game and you can just say, oh, okay.
Or at least glimpse.
So you saw it with Peyton, like with Peyton his freshman year when he threw 11 touchdowns and had 6 interceptions. You saw it like, oh, he's going to be generational.
Yeah. Rookie year or freshman year?
Freshman year in college.
You see flashes though, like okay, he might have struggled all game. You know when a rookie goes in and even though they may struggle and not play well, you see flashes of like, all right, wait a minute, like that was like we can work with that. Watching that tape back against Ohio State, I'm with Skip on that. I didn't feel that. And
so what about last year when he came in for Quinn? He came in and 70-yard touchdown, throw 1 pass, a bomb touchdown. Them wasn't flashes.
Okay, but he did it more with his legs last year.
This is 2025, Skip.
No, I know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks actually do shit with their legs.
Okay, no, I got it.
That's valuable.
He got his granddad's legs. He got Archie's legs, right?
So last year when he came,
he got his mama's legs.
Maybe.
He got that from his mama's side.
He got his mama's side.
But when he came in last year for Quinn, he didn't show nothing that was like, oh, he might have something.
I saw it more.
He did, but I don't want to say on record who the opponents were. I think he was playing lesser opponents in those games, though. I don't think
playing
they were
a bad
good
Texas Tech.
Yeah, I don't want to say. I don't want to be wrong, but someone can check.
It was Louisiana Monroe was the other one.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
So
Okay. But that's what I'm saying is, okay, he showed flashes against San Jose State in week 2. And I was like, cool, okay, great. But that's against San Jose State. What are you going to do against Ohio State in the shoe? If we're talking generational, I can go back and go, all right, I'm not going to judge a guy off of 1 game and say he's not going to be a good football player.
Please don't.
He's not going to be a good quarterback. I never would. But pertaining to the question of generational and Arch Manning, is he going to be the next one? I mean, he was preseason Heisman without really playing a full game as the starter.
Off of what he did the year before.
And he was
because he showed them kind of flashes. They're like, oh, shit, he's going to go crazy.
So anyways, with that, though, so then my expectations would be through the roof. What I saw, especially from a mechanical standpoint on film against Ohio State, I don't feel that. I didn't feel that, and I didn't see enough flashes to where I think he's going to get there right away. He may in time, but like Skip said, it's his 3rd year at Texas. He's been developing, and that's the product that's been on the field. So I'm a little worried about that.
I think we're throwing out the word generational talent, and we're blending the definition.
Okay.
And it's been going on for a while. Mm-hmm. Generational talent is an amateur status. It's like girlfriend, right? It's raw ability. It's upside. It's your true self ability before pros. Right, so when you're talking about generational talent, it is physical, right? LeBron James at 15, generational. Mm-hmm. Wemby, 13, generational. Luka Doncic at 13 playing against Boston Celtics, generational, right? You're talking about Michael Vick at 9. You're talking about Cam Newton at 15, right? We're talking about the Bo Jacksons. These are generational talents. Right? Either they pan out to be the upgrade, which is generational player. And that's what we're mixing in. The generational talent is Tiger Woods at 3 years old.
Good point.
That's what generational talent is. It is pre-pros.
Yeah.
What you turn into, what you do after that is the girlfriend. That is generational player.
Oh, yeah.
That's when your success, your determination, right? That's your accolades. That's where Peyton Manning comes in. That's where Brady comes in at. Those of your accolades come in, how you change the game changers themselves. That is the Steph Currys, right? Once you win at a high level, you are the player now, right? So some generational players or generational talents don't turn into anything, right? Those are your, Jamarcus Russell.
Right.
That's a generational talent that didn't pan out.
That's true.
That's Freddie Adu, right?
Yeah.
You know, 13 phenom. That is,
Yeah.
some people can say that about RG3, and they can say that about Bo Jackson because they didn't live up to what their body had in store for them because of injury. So most generational talents, if they bust out, is because one, they got injured or they just didn't pan out, right?
Yeah.
But the upgrade is no different than, you know, an all-star and an all-NBA player.
Yeah.
Right, and those are the difference that we confuse. We're confusing the definition of he's not a talent. Maybe he can turn into a player if he has success in the NFL. The definition of a true generational player or a talent is this. This is what, if you want to think about what a generational talent really is.
I need to know. I think my definition fucked off.
It's you know Chris Humphries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Humphries, at the age of 12, he scored 50 points in the national tournament. By 16, he was ranked in front of LeBron James. As a freshman at Minnesota, he averaged 21 and 10. He played 13 years in the NBA.
He did.
Right?
Right.
That's not why he's a generational talent. That was his second sport. His generational attributes was 10 years old. He was the Michael Jordan of swimming. He held the U.S. national record in the 50-meter freestyle that stood for 18 years. It just got beat in 2013 by Michael Andrews. He dominated all meets, winning state titles in every stroke distance, beating out Michael Phelps. He was faster than Michael Phelps at every distance, and then he got tired and quit because he didn't want to live his life as a pool.
Thank you.
What a generational talent is meaning I can take you, what you're gifted in, move you, and you can still be successful. 13-year NBA career, and it was his hobby. He was like, I don't want to do swimming no more, even though it's too easy for me. I'm going to just jump and just start playing basketball, and this guy makes it to the NBA. That's what a generational talent is.
And what's he best known for in his career?
Kim Kardashian.
Thank you.
Generational player.
I was waiting.
He a generational player.
Yeah.
Baby, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So you got to be a generational talent as a kid, right?
Yeah, as a kid.
All right, so my stank might be a generational talent. He played a soccer game, had 4 goals. An hour later, played a football game, had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So he might be a generational talent.
Yeah, I mean, you see,
Yeah, go ahead
if you
and
got
tell
your
him.
genes,
Go home
yeah.
and tell him.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey, I averaged 30 a game in high school, junior year.
Wow.
Basketball? That's what it is. Yeah.
So Cody a generational talent.
Yeah, write that on your jacket. You're writing on your jacket.
Hell no. I would have got
That was his intro.
But that's
if I played basketball in college,
But that's the difference between somebody like a Randy Moss and, since we got it, Randy Moss versus Jerry, right? When you take him as raw talent, whose talent is far superior? They're not even on the same planet as athletes, right? One has to work a lot harder to do what he has to do. The other one is just naturally just gifted. That's where the talent kicks in at. It's just who you are.
Were you a generational talent?
Oh, no.
No?
I was a workaholic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
So I was a generational talent because I ain't started really working until I got with Bill.
Yeah, it's the
I ain't watched no film. I ain't trained in the off season.
It's the freaking
Till like no real shit. I ain't really.
Hey.
My off season. I used to say, look. I used to tell like my off season, January, February, March, April. I used to be like, bro, I need a mental break. I need to get away from football for 4 months. I ain't do shit.
Okay, I understand.
All right,
I got with Bill and I
Julius
cranked up.
Peppers.
Oh.
That's those guys. Like,
Yeah.
he played basketball growing
did
up,
he?
ranked #1 in Power 4.
Yeah,
It's like,
he was.
I'm going to do this football thing.
Because
All right,
I call him
well-
a generational talent because he 6'5",
Yeah.
285, and like he could move like a 5'10", 180-pound guy. Like we never seen nothing like this. I don't know.
right.
You know, the definition is,
You got to if you
yeah.
start going in the archives and look at some of the guys like the LTs and all of them, and look who they were at 13, 14, you will see articles already Like Michael Vick at 9 years old, almost throwing 50 yards.
But I feel like
That-
we
that
see
was-
that about a lot of guys.
We
though.
could go all day about who's a generational
Yep.
talent. We really could go all day. I will say one person in the chat said Kinsey's generational. I'm just
Hey.
gonna put it out
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I'm counting us out.
Hey,
I will say though, that must be nice though. Keith.
Kinsey do it all.
I wish I could have done that, man. The off season just been chilling. I was grinding in the lab. Still got my ass bent
I ain't
in
even start
Cleveland.
watching
I was there every day
I didn't
working.
start watching film till I got with Bill.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Shit, Bill's serious.
Must be nice, bro.
Let me dust off this iPad.
So 85% of the chat said, and you guys actually all agree, which is really wild. It never happens. 85% of the chat said Arch is not a generational talent. But let's get to what we all want to talk about tonight, and that is the game Thursday night, Commanders-Packers. I think it's about to be a game. Micah against the Lions, he was good, but he wasn't great. But Jared Goff is not a super mobile quarterback. But Jayden Daniels, on the other hand, 11 carries for 68 yards. Is Micah able to show up and shut down? Let's see. So Aqib, I want to know Commanders-Packers prediction, and how much will Micah actually affect this game?
I'm going to go with the Packers at home. I think they're a team who riding real high right now. I think they was already feeling themselves off what they did last year, because they got a pretty good team. And they had a pretty good outing last year. Bam, you brought Parsons in the building. Like Skip said, I think it just ignited the building, right? So they riding this high. They look damn good on offense and defense last week. So I think this week Micah play more. He'll play a lot more than he played last week, more than 25, 26, or whatever he played last week. I think he'll double that this week, be up there in the 40s, low 50s. You know what I'm saying? And I think his ability will definitely have his thumbprint on the game, man. What the Cowboys was missing against the Eagles, somebody to chase down his running quarterback, I think that'll be present on Thursday night. So he'll chase him down a couple times. They might even use him to spy him a little bit, put a little fear in his heart, while Parsons the one who's looking at you. So I think he'll definitely put his imprint on the game. My prediction, I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going Packers 23-21. My dog B-Mac, Super Bowl 50. He was our kicker for the Broncos. He's now in Green Bay. B-Mac can kick a game winner.
Really?
B-Mac can kick a game winner, 23-21 Packers.
All right.
Yeah. I got the Packers tonight too. I mean, that defense is the real deal. I really believe that. And they're only going to get better. The Lions just looked lost last week going up against Jeff Hafley in this defense. I mean, Jared Goff looked like a rookie quarterback playing in his first game. They were 5 of 15 on third down, 46 yards rushing. That front seven for Green Bay is
real.
With Sean Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Quay Walker, and then Skip Bayless, his favorite player of all time, Micah Parsons, coming off the edge now. I will say this, so I do think Jayden Daniels, that was a good point. I think Jayden Daniels and the Commanders are going to be tougher for this defense than what the Lions were a week ago. I really like Cliff Kingsbury. He was at USC the last couple of years when I was covering them. He is a offensive genius at any level. I think Jayden Daniels is going to solidify himself this year as top 5, maybe top 4 quarterback. I think he's going to pick up where he left off. And again, that was a good point. Now you're playing a mobile quarterback. You're not playing a Jared Goff type if you get out of your rush lane, that's not going to hurt you. If you get out of your lane, Jayden Daniels will pick up 15, 20 yards and extend a drive, so you can't have that. I like the weapons they have on offense as well, with Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler. They add Deebo Samuel. They go get a left tackle and Laramie Tunzel as well. And then I like that running back. With the running back, too, that they have right now, there's Corey Krosky-Merritt. I got to give him a shout out.
His name is Bill.
He goes by Bill.
Bill.
7th-round draft pick out of Arizona. He's a damn good football player, man.
Played one game.
I root for those underdogs. But I will say that, he's a good player, though. He's shown some flashes.
Nice.
But I will say this. I think it's going to come down to 2 things. The first is Jordan Love in this offense is going to be too much for the Commanders' defense. I mean, they got so many weapons. He was spreading the ball around in that Lions game. So many different guys that can make big plays. They can score from anywhere on the field. I love LaFleur as a play caller. They got to get Josh Jacobs going a little bit more this week. Got to get the run game going to take some pressure off of those guys. But the deciding factor in this game is going to be none other than former Cowboy and Green Bay Packer legend. Woo! Do you see that ovation they gave to Skip?
Yeah.
Hey, Dallas could never. They didn't appreciate him.
They didn't even know.
Green Bay they thought they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think Micah Parsons is going to be the difference maker tonight. 10.5 sacks in 8 games against the
I thought you
Commanders.
were going to say 10.5 tonight.
No.
I know, I'm like,
No. 10.5.
what's he on?
10.5 against the Commanders. 4.5. He had 4.5 last year against Jayden Daniels. He's struggled at times against Laramie Tunsil. Hasn't given up a sack against him, but I think tonight he gets 2, maybe a sack fumble, and I think Micah Parsons is a difference maker.
2 sacks?
I got 2 tonight.
You're confident in him.
Yeah, I go score, and I got final score. I think it's going to be close. I got 31-27 Packers.
Gil, why don't you go and let's get the Micah worship over with.
I'm going with scheduling, right? As you know, I'm a Commanders fan, right? That's my second team.
Oh, I don't know.
But unfortunately, they're one of the oldest teams in the league right now, and most of them didn't play in preseason. And the fact that you got 2 games in 5 days, I don't know if that hurts you.
It's rough now,
right? So you know when you're talking about them young legs, you know you got to go with the Packers, which you know they haven't started 2-0 since 2020, which they got to the NFC Championship. So this is going to be a big game for them. Thursday night, Packers' last 5 games, they won 2. Commanders is 0-3 in their last 3 Thursday night games. When it comes to the quarterback, when it comes to their passing, they're kind of the same a little bit, right?
Yeah. True.
One is more traditional,
Very
right?
true.
He's very pocket passer, very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Then we have Happy Feet, right, who's ready to take off at any minute.
Yep.
And that benefits Packers, where he's going to be looking to run a lot more because that's what he tends to do. You know, last year, 67 sacks. That means you're not staying behind your block protection.
Right. Yeah.
So when you're gonna run right and you're going to be funneled exactly where, you know, Packers want to funnel you at. So I don't see how Commanders win this game, and I'm just going to go with history that because they haven't beat Green Bay since the first black president, 1988. They haven't beat them since 1988 when they had Doug Williams, right? They've lost ever since then. So I'm going to go with the Packers, and I think it's going to probably be a blowout.
What's the score you have it?
Big.
31-17.
Okay.
That's a blowout in the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
31-17.
That's a blowout in the NFL.
So, question. When did Micah Parsons suddenly become a combination of Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Charles Haley all rolled into one? When did he become the greatest pass rusher in the history of pro football?
When
he went to Green Bay?
Him and Reggie Wright after last year. Him and Reggie Wright in the category on their own. It's just the 2 of 2.
They don't do who
That's
got
what
that many sacks for that many years, Skip.
So since he walked onto an NFL playing field, since he entered this league, he's 5th in sacks in the league and 5th in quarterback hits. Not first and first, not transcendent. No, okay. 1 sack in 4 playoff games for Micah Parsons, all for the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe it's their fault. Maybe they didn't utilize him correctly. Maybe they just suck. Maybe it's just a Jerry thing. You just can't star for Jerry Jones. Maybe that's it. I am definitely going with the visiting team tonight, and yet maybe it's my default prediction all the rest of this year. Like your default prediction, we asked you, you just say Rams. Right? Rams. Right? So if you ask me about anything Packers the rest of the year, I'm just going to say opponent, right? Right? Okay, but here's my point. And we talked about Jordan Love, and I like him, but I love Jayden Daniels. I mean, I flat out love him.
Me too.
And my man Aqib across from me did take a little bit of a shot at Jayden Daniels the other day on this show and said, you think he's going to have a sophomore slump year.
I do.
You did say that, okay?
I do.
So you're on record. It's on tape. You said it, okay?
With sophomore slump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm hoping that clip gets to Jayden before the game tonight.
He ain't worried about little old leave now.
Yeah,
Come on.
okay.
I
don't know.
about the little old leave.
He'll take you to heart, what you say, because he knows you could ball. And you played on the other side of the ball. So if you make that kind of statement, he's going to say, watch this. So what did we see from Jayden Daniels in his first big national spotlight solo stage game on a Monday night last year in week 3, Monday night at Cincinnati against Joe Burrow and Chase and all the rest. They didn't have a great defense, but most people at that point were thinking, it's Joe Burrow. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time, kid. And what did he do in that game? Jayden Daniels went 21 of 23 that night for 254, 2 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown with his legs, had a QBR of 95, scale of 0 to 100, and outplayed Joe Burrow, who had a QBR of 80, which is pretty good, but he outplayed him, significantly outplayed him. And Joe put up numbers. He threw for 324 and 3 touchdowns without a pick.
Crazy.
Okay, but the final score was 38-33. Commanders, your team, Gil, went in there and won against Burrow and company on Monday night at Cincinnati. That's what's about to happen
They had a rough
tonight
start,
at
though.
Green Bay. What's that?
Bengals had a rough start.
Okay, but they always have a rough start.
They didn't get their feet under them yet.
I understand, but I'm just saying you could see Jayden Daniels. The bigger the spotlight, the better he gets. Like if you put him in the 1 o'clock window on Sunday afternoon, he'd be okay. But you put him 4 o'clock when there's only 3, he'll be a little better. You put him on Sunday night, you put him on Monday night, I'll take him. And I'll take him over Jordan Love. He's better than Jordan Love, and you will walk away from tonight's game saying, Jayden Daniels is him. He's better than Jordan Love. And I give you, look, when you add Micah to that front, it's scary. It's because I'm looking at the draft picks. Like Lucas Van Ness, I don't know if people remember, he's the 13th overall in 2023. So he got taken really high out of Iowa. Why is it Iowa has all these high picks and they never do anything under Ferentz? I don't get it. Everywhere I look up, there's another Iowa kid, and when they're in college, the team doesn't do anything, right?
You don't like Cooper DeJean right now?
Well, okay, but I do love it. But I'm saying, what happened? Why wasn't his team better at Iowa?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's
the
the point.
offense.
Right.
Offense. How much time you got?
All right, there you go. But okay, Devontae Wyatt's in the middle of this defense, and he was flashing like crazy for me the other day against Detroit, and he was the 28th overall pick. And then Rashawn Gary, obviously, the 12th overall pick. And that Edgerrin Cooper, he's not in the line, but he's a bad you-know-what.
Crazy.
Good player.
He's just real, and he's a second-round pick.
I mean, Quay.
Yeah. Okay. So that front seven,
Mm-hmm.
and if you throw Micah in there, I give you, if you just add him on, if he's the cherry on top,
Yep.
my God, it's he joined a top 5 defense. So is it all about Micah? Well, if you can't put 2 on him, is he going to get loose a few times? Because it's hard not to put 2 on Van Ness, because he was the one flashing for me all day against Detroit. Okay, but I still say Washington is being underestimated. Your man Vaughn, I watched that whole game. I liked how he moved. I just he looked good. He looked right to me. It looked like he's got some gas left in his tank. And he said he's going to ramp up and play more snaps this week. Okay? And Bobby Wagner's long in tooth. I get it, they're the oldest team. But, man, look at the numbers he put up against the Giants. He had 10 tackles. And Deron Payne and Dorrance Armstrong, I don't know. They're being underestimated. They can play with Green Bay at Green Bay, and I like them. It'll be close. I'll just say it's a 1-point game because Jayden Daniels pulls it out. I'll say 29-28 Washington.
See, that's the problem, right? Pull it out, and that's what they did last year, right? That 7-game winning streak that they had, 5 of those was last-second heroics.
Yep.
On the last play.
Okay.
A win's a win.
That's not dominance. That's survival. That's you're not dominating. You're just surviving in the moment of time. That's not going to happen this year. You're not going to have luck on your side. You're going to
He was also a rookie.
cool, but you're going to actually have to go out here and beat teams, right? You're not going to be able to sit there and just win on last play moments anymore.
Right.
Right? In NFL history, you have 87% on fourth quarter go fors, right? You did 23, made 20 of them. Everybody's going to be paying attention now, right? They're going to be paying attention 4th and 2, 4th and 1. Jayden Daniels wants to take off and run. Was at 800 yards last year.
Yep.
670 of them was scramble yards. So you already know he's really ready to go. So if you understand that, the 4th down, he's ready to go, you can kind of control what he does, right? Packers' offense is more stable, it's more well-rounded, right? They want to go vertical, they want to go up and down.
Right.
So, trying to contain an offense that's balanced, especially with their runner, I don't see how Commanders just trying to survive in games goes into
Okay,
Lambeau.
are you saying
Go with Lambeau and win a game that they haven't won since 1988. It's just
But
I'm sorry.
Are you saying clutch is bad? Like clutch is
Nah,
misleading?
clutch not bad.
Clutch is not bad.
Clutch is great.
It's
but sometimes
survival.
when you a rookie quarterback, you got a new coach. You know what I'm saying? That's like a new duo, right? Daniels, Kingsbury. It's something new in the league, right? So everybody see it. They're like, oh, this offense is kind of different. It's Cliff Kingsbury's offense, but it's with Jayden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? It's a different nuance to it, right? And it's early. People can't quite figure it out. But by the time they got to the playoffs and they saw Philly had that shit figured out. Philly put the blueprint out there on this how you play this type of offense. Like us on the Broncos, our defense was fucking damn good.
It was.
But once like a couple teams put that blueprint out there, yeah, they a match team. Put Chris and Aqib on this one side and let's play with our tight ends and our running backs and make them linebackers cover. And we just play on this side of the field all day. Teams start doing that to us and they start whooping our ass. Like it wasn't as good as it was when it first started. Like somebody put a blueprint out there and everybody else followed that blueprint. So Philly kind of.
Well, why did Todd Bowles have the blueprint in the first playoff game? Because Jayden went to Tampa and won, right?
Yeah, that was the first playoff game. They won the second playoff game, and when they got to the third, Philly put that blueprint out there and they beat their ass 55-23.
But Philly also won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good team. That's usually what good teams do. They put the blueprint out how to beat this team, and everybody else gonna try to follow that shit. Everybody can't follow it, but I guarantee you, the Packers' game plan be similar to what the Eagles' game plan was, and they slow it down a little bit. They got Parsons. They got a guy who could slow it down a little bit. And that's just how the league goes.
Jayden went to Detroit when they were the 1 seed last year and beat them.
But that offense, Detroit had never seen that combo, that quarterback coordinator combo. They ain't see that shit before. So that's why he tore their ass up. And then on top of that, they played with all backups on defense, but we ain't gonna mention that, Skip. Like it was all fucking backups on the Lions defense. So they was one handicap anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's why I said he may have a sophomore slump, because now you're not a new duo this year. You're the team to beat.
All right.
In the offseason, all them NFC East teams, they looking at that shit. All right, this is what they like to do. We game planning for that shit. We putting a plan together January, February, March, April for that shit, because y'all was the guys in this. Before that, they didn't pay no attention to y'all in the offseason. They paying attention to Dak. They paying attention to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Eagles, the good teams in the NFC East. And once you become a team to beat, you know what I'm saying? Now teams go back to that Philly game, they see what Philly did and was successful against that shit, and they put that shit on tape.
Okay, so to defeat the sophomore slump, Washington goes and gets Tunsil at left tackle, and they give him another security blanket with Debo.
Yeah.
And Debo against the Giants, he gets 10 targets and catches 7 for 77.
Yep,
and then he busts 1 for 19 for a touchdown.
Yeah. So they add a new nuance to it. They add something else to the offense, but still, the blueprint is out there.
But my issue with that is, if everybody has the blueprint on teams, then why are Andy Reid and Mahomes still so damn good? Why was Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady so damn good for so long? Because they're one step ahead of everybody else. They have the blueprint on everyone else as well.
Because they got Tom Brady.
And I'm not putting them in that category
They can attack you in 12 personnel. They play this type of game, or they can go and spread and attack you.
Because on offense,
they got multiple ways they can attack.
And that's my point.
Same with the Chiefs. The Chiefs can run the ball down your throat, or they can let Patty be a gunslinger. So it's hard to, which one do we prepare for? We try to prepare for all that shit. Next thing you know, we get to the game, and it's like, oh, damn, we ain't prepared for this. So.
But that's what the good coordinators do. That's my point, is Cliff Kingsbury and Jayden Daniels. They're going to show you so many different looks and then run 4 or 5 plays off of that look. And you're always guessing on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to get in this personnel. We're going to go gun double right 2x2. I'm going to go fake one time. I'm going to give it the next time. I'm going to let Daniels pull it the next time. Then I'm going to fake it, roll out, set up, and throw a bomb to Terry McLaurin. They're going to show you different things. You may have the book on them, but they keep elevating and they keep evolving. And that's how you get better as a coordinator and a quarterback. And you have that relationship. I was in, and you were there, but I was in every meeting with Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels in 2019. And that was Tom's last year. It was unreal the way that they would game plan for an opponent. I mean, they would be sitting there in the meeting room, and we're watching film, getting ready to play someone this week, and he would sit there and go, "Hey, Tom, remember in 2000 and whatever, we ran that fake switch, we ran the slide ball." He's, "Oh yeah, against Ed Reed or whatever it was, or against these guys out there." He's like, "Yeah. Hey, let's add that again this week and change it a little bit." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh shit, I'm supposed to be taking notes." Like I was in awe of the way that good coordinators and good quarterbacks in that relationship, like I think Jayden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury are, how they can continue to evolve and change the book on themselves so you never have a beat on what they can do. I think that's what Daniels and Kingsbury can do.
I mean, I'm gonna have my Redskin shit on. I will be, but I always go with the 3 H's: health, history, home field.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
So you're rooting against yourself tonight.
Yeah.
No.
He got
I'm
Redskins
going for
colors on
Redskins
right now.
Yeah.
Commander.
But I'm making my take.
He doesn't
I'm making my take. You know, I got to go through history, but I'm going to be still wearing my
Hey, it be like that
outfit.
sometimes.
You know what I mean?
I like the Cowboys, but I'm not going to pick
I can't be biased to the
Yeah.
I'm not
information.
going to pick
You know?
them every week.
Skip's going to pick him every week. But
Maybe not.
so 60% of the chat says the Packers will win. This one you might have a heart attack with, but Micah Parsons is now listed as a plus 600 favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's tied with Myles Garrett. So, Micah, obviously he's an elite player, but he's never led the league in sack, shown to struggle stopping the run. Skip, you've made it clear that he's not a Myles Garrett. So, Aqib, do you think he can run away with Defensive Player of the Year this year?
I don't think he get the MVP just because when you that damn good,
Right.
teams prepare for you. You're going to get the running backs chipping you. You're going to get the tight end on your side chipping you. So that's why he don't lead the league in sacks, because there's so much preparation that goes into stopping Micah Parsons. So I think he definitely.
They're not trying to stop Myles Garrett, TJ Watt.
I mean, they are. They try to stop those
You just
guys
can't.
too. But, you know, hey, it might be more preparation going to Parsons because he a generational type. Look at him.
Yeah.
He fucking 250 run 4.3. That's generational type shit, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no facts.
Hey, as soon as
He
you got
been
that green and yellow on, he
since he was
unlocked it.
12 years old type shit. So, but I mean, I don't think he win the DMVP. I think he definitely has his imprint on every game. And I think another DB won it last year. I think a DB wins it again this year. Maybe Xavier McKinney benefits from Parsons. He get another 8 picks. And if you do it back-to-back years, they really going to put it on a pedestal this year. So Xavier McKinney is a guy to keep in mind. That's a damn good safety.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? He'll be the first safety to win it in 15 years since Palomalu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So keep him in mind. He'll benefit from Parsons. He'll touch the ball just because Parsons getting that pressure, speeding up quarterback's clock. And then you got to keep Surtain in the conversation, man. He ain't give up a catch week 1.
He didn't.
He went crazy last year. So I think
did.
Surtain might enter the conversation and be the ninth player to win it twice, man. Because the older he get, the better he's going to get. And last week, he was clearly the number 1 DB in the league. So if he do anything close to last year, you got to give it to him again. You know what I'm saying? So I think it stay in the DB room this year, man. Shout out to the DBs. A DB going to win it again this year.
Yeah, no, I don't think he runs away with it. I don't think he even wins it. I think that's going to go to Myles Garrett. I like Micah Parsons, but Myles Garrett is just on another level. I mean, he's entering year 9 right now. He looks as good as he did as a rookie when I was with him in Cleveland. I went back and watched that tape against the Bengals, and I mean, his first step is better than anyone I've ever seen in all the years I've watched football.
Parsons?
He looks
You can't
like
miss him in a
no,
game.
he's better than Parsons.
Better
is
than
up there.
Parsons?
No, Garrett is. I'm serious,
Yeah.
man. At 6'4", 270. I mean, he looks like he's shot out of a cannon when he pressures off the edge. It's so impressive, and he plays with it's so effortless. It looks like he's smooth, but he also plays so violent, which is rare. And I go back to that hit he had on Joe Burrow, one that was on Twitter, where he was all the way outside as a 9 technique on the left, loops all the way to the inside,
yeah.
and Joe Burrow and he gets rid of it, but he takes a shot, and he's trying to end his career. Everybody wants to play quarterback, and you want the money, and you want the attention, and you want all of that stuff, and you want the deals and the endorsements until that shit happens. And then you don't want it anymore. And I had a flashback right there. I mean, that is a big hit, and he's been doing it for a long time. He is the best football player that I've ever seen in person on the defensive side of the ball, just as a physical specimen. He's smart, too. He doesn't get enough credit for the way that he plays a game. He understands concepts. He understands, gap integrity, all those different things. So I like Micah Parsons. I think he's going to be a good player this year. I think he's going to be really good for the Packers, but I think Myles Garrett's the defensive MVP this year.
Yeah, I think Myles Garrett wins it. I mean, the fact that Parsons is just an added piece to a defense.
Yeah.
Is going to stop him from winning it when you have someone who's the headliner, right? When you're talking about Cleveland Browns, no one is coming to see the offense, right? You're coming to see Myles. So, the fact that their defense spends more time on the field, right? Versus, like a 29-28 split. It's about 35 minutes that they're on defense. So he is on the field a lot more than a lot of defensive players. So he's going to rack up numbers and destroy offenses just by himself. So you're going to have to give it to the guy who is the headliner of, the team. No one's going to see Otis. You know what I mean? No one's going to see, Flacco in that offense. Everybody's going to see, what Myles Garrett do. One is an opening act and, one is the headliner. We know who the headliner is the defensive player of the year.
Aqib.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons isn't in Myles Garrett's galaxy.
Come on.
Not in his universe.
It's the other way around, technically at the same age.
No.
At the same age, it's kind of the other way around. Same age.
Myles Garrett is a force of nature.
He is.
Against the run and rushing the passer. Myles Garrett controls the line of scrimmage in ways that Micah Parsons never dreamed of controlling the line of scrimmage. Micah can out-quick you, he can outrun you, but he can't out-physical you. I don't care what you say, he can't. Myles Garrett can bull rush or out-quick you, and his closing speed on that sack you described on Burrow, his closing speed up the middle, it looked a lot like Micah's closing speed to me because he just whooshed in. Before, like Burrow thought for a second, I can get rid of this football, and he couldn't get rid of the football because he got crushed in an instant, right in the face mask. He got crushed and just about buried in the turf.
Yeah.
It was a
bad place to be.
It was as big a shot, a legal shot, as you will see on a quarterback in the National Football League. And I do like Pro Football Focus. I think they do a good job. So to give Micah some credit, if I look at the years, I looked at all 4 years, how they ranked Myles Garrett versus Micah Parsons. So in the rookie year, they gave Micah fourth best, the edge rusher. They just edge rushers. Myles was first. Micah's second year, they lifted him all the way up to second best edge rusher to Myles, number one. Micah's third year, Myles was still number one, but Micah held strong at number two, so I'm going to give you that.
He balled.
And then last year, Micah's last year in Dallas, Myles Garrett actually got knocked off the pedestal at the top by Aiden Hutchinson, okay? So he was second, and Micah fell to sixth last year, which is about what he was. He did not have got hurt for, 4 games in the middle of the year, but he didn't have near the kind of impact that he'd even had in the first 3 years.
Right.
So, again, if I'm going backwards, it's Myles is second, first, and Micah's 6, 2, 2, and 4. Okay, so my point is, if I look at even this past year, look at who Pro Football Focus ranked above Micah Parsons last year, Aiden Hutchinson, obviously, then Myles, then T.J. Watt, then Nick Bosa, then Khalil Mack, and then came Micah.
That's crazy.
Okay? Well, that's the kind of impact he didn't have last year.
I mean, but 6 out of 64 edges, I ain't.
Wait, I gotta. Okay, so you said his rookie year, Micah was where?
4.
Garrett was 1.
And the truth is, truth is, that was his best year as a Cowboy, was his rookie year.
Okay.
Before the league figured him out. Go ahead.
His second year, where did he rank?
Rose to 2.
So at 23 years old, he was second.
Yep.
Okay. At 24-year-olds, he was where again?
2.
Second again.
Yep.
And at 25, he was what?
6.
So you're comparing that. You just proved the point.
Exactly.
That he's better than Myles Garrett?
23, 24. At that age, he's right behind the best, who's 4 years older. You got to factor in all of it. At 4 years older, he is second behind this guy. This guy is a prime player. This guy is still learning how to play, and he's second and second. That shows you how gifted he is.
I would love to see.
That's why I said at the same age, that's why at the same age, at 22 to 25, they're not in the same planet. One, the one you don't like right now, He's only in the same category with Reggie White. It's just them two. That's how dominant he was.
I can't even fathom.
I know you can't.
I mean, Reggie White.
I know you can.
Listen,
It's crazy.
listen, Reggie White,
It's
whole
hard to
different
fathom.
player.
I know it's hard.
Okay, I'm actually old enough to remember what Reggie White looked like. You know,
Yeah.
like how he played football.
You know,
He was a pass rushing defensive tackle. He could split out. They
Yep.
could use him all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But he was more of a physical force. He was more of a bull rusher. He was more of put two on me and I'll knock them both down and get to your quarterback. So that what Micah does is finesse to me. It's all finesse. He can chase down cement-shoed Jared Goff on a garbage time chase down blindside sack. That's what he does best. I give you that. But how many of those opportunities are you going to get in a football game? How many chase downs are you going to get where the quarterback leaves the pocket? I was going to say bolt the pocket, but it doesn't work for Jared Goff because he's never bolted anything. Okay. So he chases him down. The stadium's going crazy. It's 4 minutes left in a blowout game, and Jared Goff doesn't hear him coming, and it's the easiest sack anybody's ever sacked anybody with. Okay?
What side is he on?
Mostly the defensive left. But when he got that sack, he was on the defensive right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So Daniels is going to be running to him.
Yeah.
So he's going to get about 2 or 3 tonight. Yeah. So Daniels
He's
going
gonna be
to take
on
off.
Daniels' ass.
He's
Every
going.
time
Yeah. He's
Daniels
going.
run.
Daniels is going to try to take off on his natural side, and he's going to be right there. Go back the other way.
I know you don't want to hear this, Skip, but that looked like a different Micah Parsons to me.
He
that
did.
game.
Okay.
Ooh, he looked like he been hearing Skip.
Hey, he
That-
been
it
He
looked
looked like he been
I
hearing
mean,
Skip.
Skip's on his wall right
Talk
now.
about finesse. There were a couple times with Penei Sewell, who's a phenomenal tackle,
I got it.
that on the
Impressive.
snap, he got in his chest before Sewell could even get his hands out.
Yep.
And you say he's a finesse guy. You can't do that if you don't have power. He had speed around the edge. He had a bull rush. They played the run game. And he, outside zone, right at his ass, on second and goal, moving in. Outside arm strong, pushes
What'd he
Sewell
do,
back,
Cody?
lost of 6 yards.
Set the
Boom.
edge.
And no one can get around that. We didn't see that in Dallas consistently. Now, I know the argument is he's got to do it for 16 weeks. He's got to do it in the playoffs. I'm going off of what he's done in one game
That's
as a
it.
Green Bay Packer, and that looked like a pissed off, motivated, happy
reading
to
the
be where
comments,
he's
yeah.
at, Micah Parsons. It
Been
looked
reading
different.
the comments, Skip. If
Good.
somebody say you
Good.
can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. Guys like Micah Parsons, they rise to the occasion. You know
Or they
what
get in
I'm
their
Do
head
they?
choked.
One
Exactly.
time he rose to the occasion. It's the first time in his
saying? We'll see
career
tonight.
he's risen to the
see,
occasion.
We'll see how he played a run tonight.
Maybe he's a one-hit wonder.
All right, well, we'll see tonight.
4-year wonder.
We on that
Yeah.
Pacific time. We got about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
We'll see tonight.
Gil, explain to me, how do you have 1 sack in 4 playoff games and you're a 4-year wonder? Help me. I need.
Because they running away. Just like a skateboard, they running away from him.
All week, this offense has been talking about Cody, you know.
Yeah.
Parsons. We can't let Parsons wreck the game. They didn't let him wreck the game.
Three things you do when you have a guy like Parsons, like Myles Garrett, like TJ Watt. Chip with the tight ends,
Yep.
the running backs, take him out of the pass rush, get him off of his rhythm. The next thing you do is we go quick game, make him frustrated. We're not
Yep.
going to go 5 and 7 step and throw the ball down the field and hit.
Then we run at him and double him.
We're going to go quick game. Then you run at him. And then the last thing is, as a quarterback, I know where he's at every single play. I know when he's right. I know when he's left. My internal clock. It gets the ball out quicker. If 1-2's not there, I'm not going to look around and panic. I'm going to throw it away, make him frustrated that he can't get home, go get on the tablet on the sideline, figure out what works, and then make adjustments going forward. You take him out of the game plan in those playoff games, in those
Them
crucial
big
moments.
games, Skip, that's what they do. That's
have
what they
to.
do to do to Vaughn. They should try
Yeah.
to take him out, bro. They got to try to
Did
take him
people
out of the
take
game.
Reggie White out of games? Did they take Lawrence Taylor out of games? Charles Haley out of games? I watched
But-
all
but
of
they
I'm
took-
pretty sure if
Vaughn-
we go through their history,
They took Vaughn out the
we
game
can find some games,
early in his
Skip.
career. They took Vaughn out the game.
Did Cam Newton
As
take
he-
Vaughn out of the game?
But that's
Cam
year
Newton.
year 5 Vaughn. That's a veteran Vaughn. That's a different guy. Then you get better, Skip. We already talked about that.
And
You get better.
a big point of this too is when you have one guy that can rush like Micah
Exactly.
Parsons, like all right, if you got two,
We had D. Ware on the other
then,
side,
yeah,
so they got to worry about everything.
You got 2 dogs on that deep. Then game plan that week for offense is like pick your poison. Who you getting? You going blind side? You going front side? It's tough. He has that now in Green Bay. I really feel like he's going to get
Exactly.
complimentary football on the other side. And I think his numbers. I think we're going to see the best Micah Parsons we've seen so
So
far in the league.
I would challenge you, because you're a film studier, go put in the tape of Green Bay at Dallas playoff game 2 years ago, the last playoff game the Cowboys played.
Who was the other
Call it
edge?
up.
going in.
Who was the edge on the opposite
I'm coming.
side?
I'm coming back next Thursday. I'm
Who
going to be.
started edge on the opposite side of Parsons that game? We still don't know, Skip.
Dorrance Armstrong.
That's my KU. That's my little bro.
I know. He's your KU guy.
But he was a baby then. He's a different player than he is right now. And with the Commanders, he's a different player.
Okay,
he's now paid. He's now a veteran.
Who's Myles Garrett's bookend defensive end? His pass rusher on the other side. You don't know. It's that Isaiah McGuire, and he may be pretty good. He had a pretty good year last year, but they got Mason Graham for him, the kid from Michigan, he's legit. He's legit. Okay, but the rest of the line, I give you the rest of the defense, starting with Denzel, but I don't know that it's a dominating defensive line like Micah just joined. Yeah. Okay, so degree of difficulty is much higher for Myles Garrett than it is for Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons got it. He's on easy street now in Green Bay.
I agree on that. I picked Myles Garrett to win, so I agree.
You go and you say what he didn't do in the playoffs, but his team made the playoffs with nobody on the other side, and the Browns won 3 games with nobody on the other side.
We don't know what Myles Garrett did.
You know what I mean? So if he's good, he's good enough to get his team to the playoffs.
I got you.
If they fell in the playoffs, they fell in the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure.
Here's the problem. If Micah Parsons is generational impact, not talent, but impact, then what does he do against Green Bay when you're favored by 7 at home as the 2 seed against the 7 seed? Don't you wreak some havoc? Don't you wreck some of the game?
All right.
He put up zeros across. He goose-egged.
Well, we don't know what Myles Garrett will do in the playoffs because Cleveland ain't never in the goddamn playoffs. His game is not translating to Cleveland winning games. It's just that. Now, I look at Myles Garrett first 4 years in the league, is 7 sacks, 13 and a half, 10, and 12. I'm taking Parsons over that shit.
Seriously?
Bro, that's
I don't believe you. I don't believe you think that.
I'm taking Parsons first 4 years versus Myles Garrett first 4 years. I'm taking Parsons.
Okay, so if you
7,
could pick,
13 and a half, 10, 12.
Okay, if you're playing on a defense in your prime, at your peak of your career,
right?
If you could have Myles Garrett at his best versus Micah at his best on your defense, you're picking Micah.
But we haven't seen Parsons' best yet. He's just now entering that prime, that 5th year, 6th year. That's when, look, his 5th year, 6th year, 7th year, 8th year, 16, 16, 14, 14. That's the Myles Garrett we're talking about. We haven't seen that Parsons yet. He's just now getting to that part of his career. It's a new team. It's a new situation, and we just now getting to that part of his career.
Okay, so even against Detroit the other day, he had no stats until that sack. He had no hits on the quarterback, no tackles for loss.
Caused an interception. He was playing the run game well. He only played, what, 29 snaps?
Really?
And his thumbprint was all over that game in 29 snaps.
It was. I'm telling you right now, that interception to Evan Williams was 100% on Micah Parsons.
Easy.
Because if I'm Jared Goff,
100%?
I would have sat.
I put 100% on Jared Goff.
95.
Or Jared Goof, as I call it.
As soon as Micah Parsons beat Penei
You got to stop doing JG like that.
If I'm Goff, I'm going through progression, not there, boom. But he had to get it out. He caused that interception, 100%.
Okay, well, back to the question. So 80% of the chat said Micah Parsons is not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like you guys are kind of on that wavelength as well. But let's go to...
Wait, I want to ask a question. Skip, you said the Dallas Cowboys Green Bay game?
Yeah.
They gave up 48 points?
Yeah. 48-32. But it was 27-0 before halftime, Green Bay. 27-0.
Because you're not saying that the reason that they were scoring so fast because Dax was turning the ball over and throwing picks. And
what was the stats, Gil?
He had 2 turnovers. I mean, he did good as an individual.
In the first half.
But you're doing this in the first half where they scored 21 points.
Okay, remember, Dak in the fourth quarter threw for like 220 yards in the fourth quarter of pure garbage time.
A couple So the offense played so bad that it put so much pressure on the defense.
Yeah, but
I knew you was tricking the stats.
No, I'm not.
I knew you was tricking the stats.
Bill's getting good at searching. He's like, I got to check.
All you need to know, it was 27-0 before halftime. Micah had to have some responsibility for allowing 27 points before halftime.
I'm like child support court. I'm going to find the information. I'm going to find out where you're at.
It's 2 interceptions by the offense, 2 turnovers in that 27-0 as well.
Okay, let's look at Micah's old team because the whole world is convinced that the Cowboys are going to fall apart without Micah Parsons, but they have the Giants, okay? So the Giants obviously coming off of a dreadful season opener, failed to find the end zone at all. But the Cowboys, on the other hand, they were toe-to-toe with the previous Super Bowl champions.
They were.
So I want to know your guys' predictions. Let's start with Skip. He loves talking about the Cowboys.
Yep.
Giants, Cowboys, give me your prediction.
All right. my first disclaimer before I make my prediction is I don't think we're going to have Deron Bland, who is by far our best corner right now, because Trevon Diggs is trying to come back off an ACL. And so I'm going to have to play two of these three guys, and I've never heard of them before, Reddy Stewart, Trequez Bridges, and Zion Childress. So some of those guys are going to have to come off the practice squad, or a couple of them dressed last week. They're going to have to play. So it scares me. I'll be honest. It scares me a little bit because we got two really good corners who are still on IR in Kalen Carson. I don't know if you remember from last year from Wake, and I liked him. I liked what I saw, and he would be playing tonight. And that Siobhan Ravel, they took him in the third round, but he tore his knee all to hell last year at East Carolina. But I think he was going to be a first-round pick, and they stole him in the third, and he's still not healthy.
Right.
Okay, so we're in some trouble there after we held those two vaunted Philly receivers to 1 catch and 3 catches. That was pretty good. Somebody did something right. We must have had some pass rush in that game because we shut out Philly in the second half except for a 58-yard field goal. So I still like my team a lot. But I'm going to remind you, against the New York Giants, we are dominant. We are generational against the New York Giants because Dak's won his last 13 games against the Giants. That's crazy. Yeah. You don't, in a division like this, you don't win 13 straight games against anybody.
Didn't he lose his first 2 and then go 13
he
straight,
lost
right?
his first 2. Okay. So we've won 15 of our last 16 against New York, and I still think it's going to hold this time. Yeah. So I think we muddle through this game. I think it's going to be low scoring because, listen, we've been talking about the Packers front. These guys are serious business rushing the passer. And when I'm looking at draft picks, I'm looking at, obviously, Abdul Carter was the 3rd overall pick. And then I go back to Brian Burns was the 16th overall pick, and Dexter Lawrence, who might be the best defensive tackle in football, was the 17th overall pick. And that Thibodeau, who hadn't done as much as I thought, he was the 5th overall pick. So they got firepower across the front. So I think they'll hold it down. I'm going to go 24-20 Dallas, and we get back on a winning streak.
I like it, Skip. But
yes, sir.
I say that D-line, they got a lot of firepower, but they didn't do shit last week versus the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? He had an easy 3 touchdowns, great drives.
Yep.
They really didn't show up last week, so I don't know what it is. Sometimes your coordinator got to be there as well, you know what I'm saying, to bring it out of everybody. You know sometimes it look good on paper, but it don't look as good on game day. So I think the Cowboys come out and have a great offensive day. I think they're feeling pretty confident about their O-line. It was question marks about their O-line going into week 1.
Yep.
I think you came out that week with one of your O-linemen getting fined for slapping the shit out of a guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that we don't mind them kind of fines.
That is true.
That show that, that dog that I feel like they feeling. I seen a video on IG talking about the right guard. He had a great day. Tyler, man, they looking good right now.
They looking good.
I think the team is feeling real good about the O-line. CD gonna come out with a chip on his shoulder, and I feel like week by week they're gonna find ways to feature Pickens. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Pickens at home, he has his debut. CD has a chip on his shoulder. They feeling good about the O-line. The O-line gonna come out feeling good.
Yeah.
Tote the rock a little bit better. I like the Cowboys to win big, just because they always dominate the Giants. You know what I'm saying? I think on my score I put 31-17. I like it to be a lights out performance by the offense. Russell and that offense do a little bit better. They actually get on the board this week, score a couple touchdowns, because that's Russell. I respect him. Feel like that offense. And then we down Bland, no Bland. They scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal, but the Cowboys offense is fucking lights out at home, 31-17.
Now you're talking.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Skip.
Yeah, I'm going with Cowboys too.
You are?
I never,
I can't.
No, you said they only gonna win 1 game.
This is the one! This is the one!
You said they could beat the Bears.
No.
Hey, Ron,
So they gonna win 2. They gonna beat the Bears.
No, I got to change because I didn't realize the Giants was the Giants.
Okay.
Right? It's like, it's the Giants.
Okay.
But I had to beat the Giants and then realize, it's the Giants.
It changed sometimes.
So what ends up happening is, if I take the first half before lightning struck, offensively, they was looking nice, right? CD was doing CD shit, right? So I think that CD is gonna bounce back. I think he's gonna have a phenomenal game.
Me too.
I really have a blowout. Like I love blowouts, right? You know, I be trying to figure out who can score 100.
They don't score. They don't happen that much in football.
So when you're talking about, if you look at what the Giants did, you know, the offensive line is still the same offensive line of before. This could get ugly. I'm going 35-10.
Wow.
I think they score. I think they get down there, score one.
As Gil would say,
one touchdown.
yes.
There's one
that?
touchdown. Most likely it'll
That's
probably
a
be like a pick
boot
six or something. Pick six or one of those struggle heaves, and then the receiver, you know, do what he do and get one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna look pretty on that offensive end.
That's a big jump from them losing last week to the
Yeah.
Giants. You thought they were going to lose a week ago, and now they're winning 35-10.
I had to see what the Giants look like. Because I had to look. I had to see what the Giants look like, and I realized.
You're watching film.
Oh no.
No, you had to see what the Cowboys look like against the Eagles.
No. Listen, the first half, before lightning strike, they couldn't stop each other.
So how many games they win this year? Now that you have seen a little bit of a glimpse of the Cowboys, how many games they win this year?
Redeem yourself.
I got them 4.
Okay.
I got a good 4, man.
There we go.
I had a good 4,
Four
man.
dubs for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys too. They look good against the Eagles. They did. I mean, besides those 4 drops by CeeDee Lamb, that fumbles by Miles Sanders. I know we're talking about the drops, but that fumble was a game changer.
Yeah, it was.
It broke their back, and that was tough. You know, the Lightning, all of that happened. Their defense played well too in the second half.
Thank you.
6 yards by the Eagles, and they only had 3 points. That was good.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the same thing this week. I think they're going to play well
So
against
lightning's
the
gonna
Giants.
happen again?
Huh?
Lightning's gonna happen again?
No.
Jerry gonna close
I think
that roof.
defense. I think Jerry's
Close
gonna
that
open
roof on their ass.
Jerry World. No, I think they're gonna stop the Giants. I'm really worried about this Giants offense. I know you like Russ. I like Russ. He just looked uncomfortable last week. They couldn't get anything going. I mean, they were inside the 5-yard line multiple times. They couldn't score. The play calling was bad. And I don't care if it's Russell Wilson. I don't care if it's Jackson Dart, if it's Jameis Winston. I don't care if you bring back Eli Manning. That offensive line looks bad right now.
Yeah, dude.
And they are struggling. And you know, they can't protect Russ in the pass game. They can't get anything going in the run game. They had 74 yards rushing, but 44 of that was Russell running for his life and picking up some yards with his legs. So I'm worried about that. And I know Giants fans want to play Jackson Dart, and I want to see the rookie too, but please just don't do it yet. Let him develop. Don't throw him in there when the team's not ready. We're not investing in right now. I know Joe Shane and Brian Daboll are on the hot seat, and you know, Daboll's worried about his job going forward, but if you rush this rookie, you could significantly hurt his future and his development. So I hope they don't do that. I think the Cowboys come out tonight. And last week they did play all right against the Commanders, the Giants defense. They had 3 first-half sacks, but after that, they struggled a little bit, gave up over 230 yards rushing. So I think CD bounces back. I think they start getting George Pickens some more targets, and I think they get the run game going a little bit with Javonte Williams. So, yeah, I like the Cowboys blowing them out. I got 27-13 on this one.
A couple of you guys with a blowout.
All I can say is
only Skip gonna think it's close.
I do think it's going to be close. And I thought the Eagles game would be close, and none of you guys did. You thought the Eagles would blow them out, right? Okay, so I was right about who covered. The Cowboys covered, right? Okay. So all I care is that Jackson Dart doesn't get thrown in after halftime and get hot the way J.J. McCarthy suddenly got hot.
You ain't got to worry about that.
You ain't got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about that with that offensive line. They're gonna get his neck.
Don't throw him in at all, please.
You ain't got to worry about that.
When you have a team that has solid pieces up front, you've got some playmakers on the outside. I like Malik Neighbors. He's a legit player.
He
He's
is.
a good football player. But if you throw in Jackson Dart with that offensive line right now, especially in a media market like New York, where the criticism and the scrutiny, they'll turn on you like that, and those voices get loud.
Yeah.
And if he goes in there and he looks bad for 1 or 2 games, it is so tough to overcome that if you lose confidence early on. And then the worst thing is if you play bad, they take you right back out, and then they put Russ back in, or then they try Winston, and now you're on the bench with 2 bad games like, damn, what have I got myself into? So I hope they don't play Dart. Maybe at the end of the year, if things are going decent and they want to see what they have, but I really hope they let him develop, treat him like Jordan Love. I know they don't have a Rodgers in front of him, but treat him like Jordan Love, like Mahomes, give him a year or 2 to develop, and then let them take over after Russell Wilson's done.
Did you watch him in the preseason? Because he just lit it up.
He looks great.
That's
the thing in the preseason.
We don't do shit in the preseason.
Yeah. You're seeing
Zones, man.
Yeah, we play standard cover 2, man cover 3.
Okay, I got it.
We don't do
but
shit.
It's like we're talking about Arch Madness. You just look and say, okay, I see that.
Yeah.
With Jackson Dart, I looked and I said, I see that.
I
agree.
He is fine. It's the protection.
It's not him that I'm
the
talking about.
protection that he needs.
Let him sit.
I got it.
develop guys around him. You've got a great defense right now. You've got some pieces on that side of the ball. Build that offensive line, and then let Dart take over when you have the guys around him. Boom, and you take off. Now, I know Joe Shane and Dayball might not be there, so that's their worry.
That is it.
But if they rush him, then you might be screwing over Jackson Dart and his future.
All right, quick thought about CeeDee Lamb. There are receivers in the league, if they drop 4 passes in a big solo stage Thursday night kind of game, they just go in the tank.
Yeah.
And it would take them several weeks to get out of their funk or slump. This guy is going to play with a vengeance this Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he is made of.
I agree.
And he knows CD has to stand for can't drop this time because you got to, right off the bat, the first, if whoever wins the toss, but if Dallas has the ball first, the first play, I'm throwing to CD in the flat. Just throw him a ball so he can catch it and run with it because he can really run with it and get him back in rhythm because I think he's going to have a destroy the Giants kind of game.
I agree.
I
agree.
While
Looks like a bounce box player.
while we're on predictions, though, I do want to go into Eagles-Chiefs. Obviously, we have a Super Bowl rematch right here, and they hopefully can't do worse than they did in the Super Bowl, but they are missing Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice.
Right.
Not looking too good for Patrick Mahomes. So I want to know, Cody, I'm going to start with you. Eagles-Chiefs this weekend, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I got the Eagles going to Arrowhead and winning this game.
Do you?
I think they do. Last week against the Cowboys, the offense didn't look great. Saquon Barkley was held to 60 yards. You have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith combined for 4 catches for 24 yards, but you still put up 24 points.
Yep.
Some people may be worried about that. I would be feeling really good about that if I can still put up 24 and my stars and my playmakers aren't at their best. So I think they go in against the Chiefs and looking at this defense, I had some concerns with Spags and that unit against Justin Herbert and Greg Roman. They were bringing a 4-man rush, couldn't get home. Herbert out all day. Then they started bringing pressure, and they were picking it up. Guys were open in the back end. It just felt like Roman and Herbert were one step ahead that entire game. Now, when you have Patrick Mahomes, you're always going to have a chance, and I truly believe he's still the best quarterback in the NFL, but you don't have Rashee Rice. You don't have Xavier Worthy, and you're going up against Vic Fangio on this very good Eagles defense. And I know they lost some guys on the outside at corner, and Dak was picking them apart early on, but I think they bounced back, and are you going to rely on Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster and Travis Kelce, who's still kind of getting his legs back under him? He doesn't look great. Do you think those guys are going to be able to hold off this Eagles football team? So I think Jalen Hurts goes in there. They get the win. I do think it's going to be a very close game, though. I have it Eagles winning 27-24. I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter.
Nah, I go. I think Sirianni, he kind of got Spags' number. You know what I'm saying? So in the Super Bowl loss, he even scored 35. In the win, he dropped 40 on them.
Yep.
The Chiefs is waiting for reinforcements at receiver. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look too good on defense last week. And shit, the only thing they really got going for them is they playing in Kansas City, right? So with all that being said, man, I like the Chiefs because these are the type of games that GOATs find a way to win. And Patty Mahomes is a GOAT, and Andy Reid is a GOAT.
A GOAT or the GOAT?
A GOAT. A GOAT.
How many can you have? I thought there's only one greatest.
Nah,
On the coaching side, there's one on the coaching side. One
greatest of all time.
Greatest.
Tom Brady had his time. Now this time is Patrick Mahomes' time.
Okay. So he's
you the greatest of your
He's the
time.
GOAT, one of the greatest.
So he was the greatest at that time. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest of this time. Like Bill was the greatest at that time. Now Andy Reid is the greatest of this time. So you can have GOATs because it's different times. Everybody don't play together, Skip. You know what I'm saying? So,
to me, there's just one GOAT.
nah,
And it's Michael Jordan, right?
exactly. I mean,
If you put them all together,
That's right.
so GOATs find a way to win games like this, man. So them guys find a way to win. I don't know what it's going to be. A couple wrinkles in the run game, a few turnovers on defense. Who knows what it is? But these are the kind of games that guys like Patty and Andy Reid, they find a way to win. And Patrick Mahomes has never lost 3 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl, that was a loss. Week 1, that was a loss. So this would be the first time he lost 3 games in a row if they lose this, right?
Yep.
I don't like it. They're going to find a way to get it done. I think it's going to be very close to what Cody said, 27-24. But I like the Chiefs. 27-24.
Hey, Mahomes never started 0-2 either.
They never started 0-2, never lost 3 in a row, man. Hey,
Yeah, he's coming with a chip on his shoulder for sure.
you got to find a way today. That's what goes through.
Go, Gil.
Yeah, I was trying to see if they lost week 1 preseason, right?
Nah. No, you only run 1 or 2. Preseason don't count. That is not the NFL.
The fact that the Chiefs struggled opening night didn't look very, very good. And Patrick Mahomes looked well. Like, it just reminds me of just like when you are the star and your supporting cast ain't fully there yet and you got to do a lot. So every big play that they was making came from Patrick Mahomes, scrambling, doing what he had to do. And that was against the Chargers. Now you got the team that looks like they have your number. And I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think Chiefs will fight back being at home. If the Eagles can jump on them early, you can probably, force that team to put the head down just a little bit.
Yep.
And it'll be just Patrick out there just doing what Patrick trying to do, trying to save the day. I think he will have a great game statistically. And I just think that they're not going to be able to put it all the way together. 24-20.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to remind everybody that with under 3 minutes left in the last Super Bowl, the Eagles were ahead 40-6. That's the Super Bowl when you say you figure it out, right? You say, we got this, we're going to do that to you now, because that is the game of the year. 40-6, you talk about boot to ass. That's kick the ass off.
That was boot
right?
to ass.
Right?
Yep, that was boot to ass.
Yeah. All right. So I still think Philadelphia is decidedly better than Kansas City. All told, everything together, they're just a better football team everywhere. And I can't go GOAT for Patrick Mahomes. Brady's the GOAT. I'm sorry. It's just like
Brady's retired.
Okay, but it's greatest of all time. That's the
Same with Michael
that's what it
Jordan.
stands for, right? Greatest of all time.
Tom Brady.
Okay, it's just Tom Brady. Period. End of story.
At
So
the same age,
it's like offensive to me that you would even like give him some generational GOAT or whatever it is.
We just got a different definition.
Okay,
like
I
generational.
I got
It's
you.
just
I
different
got you.
definitions for GOAT.
Okay.
You know?
All right. So Travis Kelce. So he's taking some shots at me, and now I'm going to take a shot at him because I saw a clip from his podcast the other day. And he's talking about we're going to effing do this and we're going to effing do that. And he now talks a better game than he plays. That's just me. He talks more than he can perform. And he had one catch in the first half in Brazil, and then he did get loose. They tricked him on another
Touchdown.
play.
Great play call.
Yeah, and it was a great play.
Yeah.
And it was goatish. I'll give you the concept from Andy Reid and the throw by Patrick was goatish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
Okay.
nice.
Because he's just gone and it's right there and he runs the rest of the way. But Travis Kelce's going to have to rise and shine if they're going to beat the Eagles because they don't have the other two, the two wideouts who are just essential to. If they're going to be a true contender, those guys got to be healthy. And I think Worthy's close. He might even try to play. I don't know. He's got a banged up shoulder, but
Dislocated, yeah.
but and Rashee Rice obviously got. But when they get them back, we can revisit this. But they don't have them. So Travis Kelce's got to put his money where his mouth is this time.
And what do you think?
Yeah.
He got $1.50. What do you got in his mouth?
In Travis Kelce's
Yeah.
mouth, I think he's got a quarter.
But he had a touchdown last week, though.
He did.
But he got
better
a
have
million in his
couple of
pocket
them.
with
And he
his
had to
wife.
run into his teammate. Never seen that before.
Yeah. So I think whatever Patrick's got in him, he'll be goatish in this game, and it's going to be hellacious game to watch. But I think the Eagles prevail, and I'm in your ballpark, your scores. I'm going to go 28-24. Visiting team. You got the home
So it's
team.
around about
And
four,
I
about
want to ask
34.
you real quick. I'm curious your opinion. So, obviously in the Super Bowl, Spags went into that game thinking we are taking Saquon Barkley out of this game plan. We're going to load the box, play one high, rotate the safety down. Jalen Hurts, you go beat us with your arm. And
he did.
And he won Super Bowl MVP. Are you rolling the dice again saying I'm taking Saquon out and we're going to just trust that Jalen Hurts can't do it twice in a row? Or are you going to play more coverage this time and hope that Barkley doesn't hurt you on the ground?
I think he mixed it up. I think he played man. He takes Saquon out.
Yeah.
But when he played man, he just blitzed a lot more, put a little bit more pressure on him.
Okay.
I feel like they kind of played robber and hold. They kind of played coverage man.
Two-man, yeah.
Yeah, two-man and things like that. I think he switched it up. I would switch it up. I blitz the shit out Hurts' ass.
Okay.
Load that box, take Saquon away, and passing situations, we're going to play man. But I'm going to blitz the shit out your ass. I'm going to make you make quick decisions. I'm gonna hit you 9, 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it a real physical game. It wasn't a real physical game in the chip. I'm gonna make it a real physical game in Kansas City. That's a tough place to play.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know they offensive line is not the one that was in the chip. So hopefully they can run the ball better. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way.
Well, if Taylor Swift shows up, I'm probably in trouble with my prediction.
Hey, you know how that go.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
You know how that
go.
she was there at the Super Bowl.
They went-
They just
Yeah.
That's true.
They just didn't show her.
Well, I guess we're going to find out if Chiefs Kingdom is going to start 0-2. It would be crazy to see, but we will see you guys here in the arena, Gridiron, every single week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 11:30 PST, 2:30 EST. So do not miss it. We have a crazy weekend to talk about. So we will see you guys on Monday. Thank you for watching.
Got the